hanging on the rooftop by yourself? I have an open invitation, but you're telling me go get lost. I don't wanna see your face. Yeah, what the hell? So why don't we stay out to the morning light? Cause two wrongs can make a right. We're just doing what we're feeling right now. Some Chardonnay, we camp in the parking lot. Leave traces of plastic cups. We're just doing what we're feeling right now. So what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? Always waiting for the one, but I got news for
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, how are all you doing today? Right as I started saying that, I decided to look over at OBS just to make sure my mic is working. Imagine if I started off this whole thing, you know, I'm just go do my throat clearing thing. I don't know why I even do it, honestly. Like, I don't need to. It's almost like I'm warming up my vocals just to like hear my voice, just to make sure I'm like all good. I don't know why I do it. It just became like a habit. It's weird. Should I just break it, or is it just like part of the intro at this point for you boys? How y'all doing though? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful evening. Boys, I gotta just make sure I get a different song. I want to skip a couple of these though. A couple of the tracks we normally have. Here we go. Alrighty, boys, we got ourselves more 5V5 1v1 duels on the day over on the EU region. Let's get some duels together. Let's have some fun together, boys. Yeah, I want to see all my favorite boys, which means all of y'all, really, out here competing in the 5V5 1v1 duel in the arena, boys. How y'all doing? It's part of the intro forever now. Doing the doing the pins in the chat, you mean? It's part of it? It's part of the intro? Okay. Because I don't know why. I noticed forever, like, I do that, but it's like, I do it to literally clear my throat, just to, like, hear my voice. Just to kind of know, like, I don't know, it just helps me, man. You know what I mean? Like, just like a quick, like, just to make sure you hear your voice, hear how loud you are. And it just helps me kickstart it off. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Because I used to, every time I give a speech, every time I do that, like, before you just start talking, I just want to make sure that I don't, like, go from silent to talking, and then when I hear my voice, I'm just, like, do something weird. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just always been, like, my thing. Like, IRL. So I guess it just transfers over into the streams. Boys, we got ourselves more 5V5 1v1 duels on the day. Dude, I can't wait to do these over on the PTR and or alpha. And or beta, whichever one we get to do first. I just want to do it with my homies, man. I just want to do these duels with my homies, you know what I mean? I want to see you guys compete against one another. I want to see you guys come up with some of the strongest builds fit for the arena. That's all I want to do, man. That's all I want to do. No, the clear throat, that part. Yeah, let's go, dude. What's up, dude? What's up, doing, man? Hey, 11, how you doing, my guys? Sorry, we got Jake, we got ourselves Ashley, Adam, Trick, we got ourselves Aura, we got ourselves Krim, the beautiful. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Yo, invite your friends, invite all your homies in the 5V5 1v1 dueling arena, because we're queuing, boys. We're queuing. Conquest is uncapped, so this is where you want to get yourself the full-on best slot gear and bring that into the arena as soon as possible. Anto, oh, not ready, never mind. Wait, were you ready for it? Were you already ready? What the? How many more do you need? Hold on, it must have like, what, four people maybe? Yo, where you guys queuing them up? Hopefully you guys are queuing them up over in the dungeons and raid section. Yo, now we got a group. Hey, my man, the Kiosko coming back in. 3 out of 5, that's pretty good. Hey, we just do 2 more. Put Team Anto over into you, and it'll be good to start, boys. It'll be good to go. Nax still isn't open, but it's supposed to have been an hour ago. I saw you guys stacked up outside of Nax, and I do know that apparently 26 today is the raid day. Yo, Jake, if you want to keep the stream on in the background, you're cool. Or if you just want to turn it off, focus up on the raid, my man. More than welcome to do it however you want to, you know what I mean? Test the content, have some fun, test to see how your class does, all that. Hope you get a good group. If it's a pug, or if it's a pre-made, hope you guys do well, get a couple bosses. Down, my man! What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? Hope you have a good one. How y'all doing? Welcome, everybody. Yo, I guess we'll just... How many of you guys have alpha, by the way? Raise your hand if you got alpha, because I want to know in the chat. I know a lot of you guys still don't, but more and more of you are getting alpha little by little. I just don't know if it's enough people. I want to get as many of you guys in and do some duels in the alpha sometime. I do. I want alpha. Okay. Either you have alpha or you want alpha. I'll be on all day with you. Sadly not. That's what I need. Like, if majority is ready, yo, ready. Let's get these girls up and running, boys. Is this my duel playlist? Is this what? Is this it? Yes, it is. Okay, for some reason, why did I draw a blank there just now? I wanted to do duels on the alpha. Yesterday we were doing some testing, demon hunters. Then we got some other class testing, and then we were trying to see if we can yoink ourselves the fattest burst. Fattest burst possible. Let me see if I can pull this up real quickly. I know we got duels, but I want to show you something. I just want to show you like a freeze frame, okay? I just want to show you a freeze frame, chat, okay? Okay? If I can find it really quickly. I don't think I transferred the footage over. It's gonna be based on thumbnail, based on thumbnail, based on thumbnail. Is that the one? I think it is. Trying to find the frame. Okay, chat, I found the frame. I'm gonna show you the frame. This is a freeze frame. Yesterday we were trying to do some arcane shenanigans. Let's call it that. Freeze frame. That's all. That's all you guys get. That's all you guys get. If y'all missed it, you missed it. You have no idea what just happened. The stream definitely does not have DVR where you can go back and rewind. Abe, you don't have any weird characters in here, do you? I'm gonna throw you guys in the grand, man. I'm gonna throw you all in the grand. I ain't gonna do none of that, like, some peak, Tiger's Peak. Bleh. It's not a bad, it's not a bad arena. I just don't like, oh, it's the first arena of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I like using it, but not in the first. You know? That's just how I feel about it. That's just me, though. That's just me personally. But yeah, we're doing some, class testing, and apparently there's even more builds you can come up with. Apparently there's even more stuff you can work with. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm kind of I'm just excited to show off some of the potential PvP stuff that we may see in Dragonflight. It's a video, there's a little project I'm working on in the background, don't worry about it. What's up, it's me, man? Oh nah. You see that grid, you're like, oh nah, please tell me. Ashley, what's going on? Yo, let's get some 5v5s in here, yeah boys? Let me make the music a little bit louder. First duel of the day, boys. What's up, Monster? How you doing, man? Yo, Monster, bringing the energy, man. Bringing the energy and the drinks. How y'all doing? So Twitch, we got ourselves Team 1 together with Antu. Gonna be the lead over for the Team 1. Paladino looking like a Death Knight. It basically got himself the Mog in preparation for Wrath Classic. Repatch should be soon, right? Gonna be Ari in the back as well. We got ourselves Dusty in the back with Cyrex and Evo. Actually, quite a lot of Agile classes in here. Versus Team 1, we got, or Team 2 rather, we got Kiosko leading the charge. We also got ourselves Magic Yes in here, saying yes to the Magic Panda. With the one-handers, or is that two-handers? I can't even tell. Too fast, ready on his, oh, I like that mask. Oh my god, dude, that reminds me of my original rogue from back in MOP or something. No, back in WAD, because I guess in MOP I won Alliance, but I played a lot of that rogue in WAD. Anta gonna be first up versus Woden, who's got himself Survival Hunter, trying to keep the dots rolling versus Anta, got himself the 50 big burst out of the Paladino, getting Woden in kind of a tight spot, going for the Manic Bandages, reaching for some cover, reaching for some health. And Anta just gonna have to just keep trucking at him, slowly waddle towards him. Already burned a trinket. I'm not really sure exactly what he trinketed. We missed a good portion of that duel where we saw CDs flying. Gonna be Anta charging out on the big old steed. Eye for an eye. So Woden is limited on what he can do to counteract it. Doesn't have a break of the stun, and that's gonna be a big slammer jammer by Anta. Not giving the boy an opportunity to recover at all. With a rogue too fast swinging around the corner. What is it saying? What is that enchant on your back of your dagger, by the way? What is that enchant placement? It's like on the tip. What is that? It looks like, what, a pummel? Is that the word? It looks like a pummel. It looks like a bonus pummel. I feel like that would just make you, unless it's like just an ethereal pummel. And I think it would, if that adds any weight to your dagger, I feel like the balance on that thing would be so off. But too fast got himself the whole alliance set. We got a mask. which reminds me of my original rogue. Gonna be dropping down the grenade next to Answer, looking to lock him down. Does Answer recover? Does Answer have an answer here? Does he choose to answer Blessing Protection? May need to bop here, unless he doesn't have it. Looks like maybe Forbearance kept him back. He did use a bubble from what I'm seeing, so maybe Forbearance didn't let him out. Dustin gonna try to see if he can get the opener onto Too Fast, but Too Fast quickly dives an advantage. Dustin not going for a re-stealth. Sap, so Too Fast gets the opener, but without a trinket, this rogue may be in a bit of trouble. No blind either. Going for the opener versus Dustin. Just committed quite a bit of cooldowns versus the Paladin. Looking to lock down Dustin. Big emissions back to back with Dustin. Carefully going for a blind as Too Fast trying to keep the shadowy duel onto Dustin with an evasion, but the blind will give him that direct opportunity, direct reset that he needs. Grenade next to Too Fast. Unless you got cheat death, there's no way you're living, right? Unless you got that cheat death, there's no way to survive it. The rogue burst right now with the grenade is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Magic, yes, as a Frosty Mage. Necrolord. They did recently buff Frost Mages, chat. Not recently, but like there was an update about the Frozen Orb and Ice Sands damage by like 20% or 15, maybe 1 by 15, 1 by 20. So hopefully that'll give Frost Mages a bit more of a ground to stand on. I think we have seen one Frost Mage compete in Duels since the buffs, one time, but I don't think they had the greatest matchup ever. I think they'll straight up win against a Shaman. That's a hard counter. Dustin trying to see if I can approach him. Maybe Blizzard meets him. Blizzard actually right on top of the rogue. Going for the blink. Shadow step for the rogue. Trying to stay on top of the mage. Gonna be the mage with a blink. Was able to break. Stuns. And that's. Are you Shimmer or you blink? I actually can't tell. Wait, are you Shimmer or you blink? I'm actually not starting to think you're Shimmer. I thought you blinked a stun for a second in the opener. Did you? I'm not even sure anymore. Nova onto the rogue. Deathborn to follow. Amping up all their damage. Big frostballs, but that's going to be cloak shadows from the rogue. Doesn't even want to find out just how hard those frostbolts are going to hit. So for Magic, yes, it's quite a big cooldown committed off the bat. Ring of Frost is out in the middle of nowhere. Maybe catches the rogue. Unsure if you will. It's going to blink on top of the ring, but Dustin is just chilling in stealth. Does play cheat death actually. Remember how earlier he burst on a rogue and said, unless you have cheat death, you're just dead? Dustin is playing that cheat death. He's trying to make sure he's playing against that rogue counter. So actually may work out, but against Magic, yes. That could leave him kind of vulnerable. Not having the feint for passive damage reduction could potentially be a little tough unless you just go for cost control. Literally waited out for the Deathborn. Magic, yes, his main cooldown just ain't getting much use. Does still have Icy Vein, so at least it's maybe faster casting. Maybe can get himself a bit of damage out that way. But does it just continue the onslaught? Forcing a nice buck out of the mage. Does have the self-heal 4 minutes into the duel, and Dustin's looking for cover. Magic, yes, just forced to play very, very defensively. Not much they can do. All their abilities have to be casted unless they go for Frozen Orb, and maybe can get some instants onto Dustin. Potentially then could get some value. Try to go for Frostbolts. Frostbolts actually do quite a bit of decent amount of damage. It's going to be a trinket out of Magic, yes. Try to see if maybe we can just live through Dustin. It's going to be a random Nova on top of Dustin as well. Massive damage out of the rogue, however, back-to-back just burning right through a Hellbar of Magic, gets forced out into a second Ice Block. Very unhappy that they have to do that, and Dustin not even going for a reset. He's just so confident now. Can stay with Magic, yes. He's going to be able to back up no Nova out of Magic or anything, so Dustin could still potentially count himself a reset. Magic, yes, only thing they got is maybe Invis. Maybe he can go for an Icy Veins. We'll have to get a juke out of Dustin. That's going to be back-to-back crowd control, though. The rogue is BMing him so hard, though. They literally mounted up, spread the wings, did a bit of a roar. Going for back-to-back stuns. Magic, yes, it looks like you are playing Shimmer. Looks like you are Shimmer. It's definitely gonna have to go for some kind of CC immediately versus Dustin. Trying to see if he can maybe create a wall away from Dustin, just walk away. And Dusty's gonna go for a reset. We are getting to that 5-minute duel. 5% dampening is slowly starting to ramp up little by little. So Dustin is gonna be able to get himself quite a bit of pressure over the next few boys. Just because of that dampener. Oh, the rogue doesn't really need that much healing compared to, like, let's say a Death Knight, Paladin. Classes that actually utilize healing as part of the defensives. Rogues just utilize massively strong cooldowns. Stun onto Magic, no way out. Is going to lock him down with a stun. With Panda low as well as Kiosk on standby. Looks like Panda is setting to charge out versus the rogue. Eyes available on left hand and right hand side, actually. So for Dustin, if he plays his cards right, if he can maybe get an opener onto Panda before they pick up the eye, or maybe waits up to pick up the eye as they take the eye, 5% more damage in the opener, could be very, very deadly. Could be very beneficial, but it's just looking to establish control early onto Panda. Dustin is walking through this duel with every defensive variable. I guess the mage didn't really have to burn too much. Stunned by Panda immediately. Kyrian to follow. Dustin Trinkets out with the kidney shot versus Panda. Is maybe gonna go for invasion. Trying to maybe make some damage versus Panda. Panda with the defense and trying to go for as much healing as possible. It's gonna go for the Kyrian to pick up immediately. Dustin actually taking a bit of damage. Panda playing a crystal trinket. Wait, are you playing a trinket from DOS? So may not be playing actual PvP trinkets on here. What is this thing? The crystal. What is that? Literally going for a PvE burst versus the rogue. Panda. I think it's gonna. I wonder how that helps. Not having a double PvP trinket, isn't that really bad nowadays? Because you don't get that stamina, you don't get that survivability or that passive stats. Isn't that trinket kind of good? Panda's a PvE player. I mean, anybody is welcome to these duels, but PvE gear does not stand up to PvP. If they can continue that properly in Dragonflight, I feel like that'd be perfectly okay. I think that'd be perfectly fine. It's gonna be down for Kioska to take down Dustin and go through Cyrex, Evo, and Arias. Not the first time that Kioska was up and just absolutely decimated these rogues. So potentially we could be seeing Kioska doing that a second time in a row. I'm sorry, Joe, this is good. What is try out PvP? You're more than welcome to Scream Lover. You're more than welcome to fam. There's no, I'm not gonna deny you from PvP at all, my guy. Anybody and everybody's welcome to join. I just was surprised that you did have PvP trinkets. But it might be a good idea to invest in some PvP trinkets, even like Honor, but fully upgraded Honor trinkets are pretty good for PvP. Even if you have a bunch of like versatility gear, that's decent enough. Dustin getting lampaged out by the Kyrian survival burst and trying to go for a bit of a shadow mode. Does the Kyrian era give you like Hunter's Mark on the enemy or sight even if they stealth for a second? I could be wrong on that one, but it's gonna be Hunter's Mark on the rogue immediately. Unless they had a Cloak of Shadows, there's no way for them to shake it off. Kioska trying to see if he can find an approach. Dustin trying to find an angle. He knows it's gonna be that long range shadow step to meet him, so Kioska needs to be extra careful. Because rogues have even more range than ever before with that one Condi that enhances shadow step. Trinket out of Dustin though as he get locked down, trying to see maybe you can continue the pressure versus Kioska. And Kioska did not even have to burn a turtle just now. Trying to get the dots on Dustin. And unless Dustin has himself the Kyrian sippy cup, I think this is going to be a full dodge, just routing him down for a little bit. Kidney shot onto Kioska. Kioska trying to continue the grenades rolling versus Dustin. Evasion out of the rogue with the Shadow Blade. It's going to be a stun by Kioska as they dip low. And Dustin smelling blood in the water. He wants to see if he can end this duel, but Kioska trying to see if he can deny this rogue as best as possible. Keeping him in a flare. It's going to catch a camo with a Hunter's Mark on the rogue. And Manning Budget Kioska looking for that full recovery. 27% dampener. He needs to play very, very careful if he doesn't have the human racial anymore to break him out of the stuns. He may be in a tight spot. Stun onto Dustin. Trying to see if he can lock him down. Is it going to be enough though? Sees that the stun is not going to be enough. Trying to see if he can go for the Kyrian onto Dustin. Keeping the pet on him in order to deny him any kind of resale cheap shot. Onto Kioska. The pet may just take the rogue out. The rogue go for a eviscerate. Wait, who won? It must have been the rogue, right? Dustin? Yeah. Oh my god, the grenade. The grenades can't trick it anymore, but I guess he got a fat eviscerate at the end there, didn't he? Alright, apparently Dustin popping off tonight. Let's get another group going, yeah, boys? I think Jesus said he had 3, I believe. How you doing, by the way, Jesus? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. First duel of the day, boys. Should we send Antu? I think we'll do that, yeah. I think we'll do Antu and Jesus. Because that rogue basically is the only one that really gets to play there. And we'll get Abe's team back up and running immediately as soon as this duel is over. And I guess I'm just gonna send you guys into the clutches of the cats. Into the clutches and the snowy hills, snowy mountains of... Is that not working? I might have to requeue. How many are we at right now? 220, 230, 230. Wow. We're doing a lot of these deals. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Boys, are we gonna get 300 before Dragonflight? I think it's actually possible. Alpha's so good, dude. Alpha's so fun, man. Go play Dustin and played really, really well. Duels tonight. I thought you were doing more Alpha today. Today's duels. I want to keep duels for Friday and Saturday, man. I like to keep duels for Friday and Saturday, Celtic. I'd like to keep it as best as I can, man. They're great. One who fights for everyone. Yeah. Anybody and everybody's welcome to join. Like, if you're down to like, yo, I don't have the best of gear, or you're like, if you just want to give it a try, I think everybody should get a chance to try, man. I think everybody should get a chance. Boy, yeah, 5-man, ready to go. Jesus, Anto, do I just queue guys again, or do I do boy versus Jesus? Because y'all queuing popping up, Jesus. Y'all Q ain't popping up. Hold on, let me try it again. Jesus and answer, right? Let's go again, maybe? Hey, Blizzard, want to move away from maining my mage, but fire okay looks so good in Dragonflight? Man. I want to move away from maining a mage, but fire arcane look good. At least you're happy with it. At least you like it, the class design. I think it's the best thing, honestly. I know it's going to be a tough choice of like what to main, but I think that's good. That means they're doing something right with talents. And that's something we want to see. We haven't queued yet. It's a queued already. I was going to queue it. I guess you make a point. You make a point, boy. I really should queue you versus Jesus. You do make a point. I was going to queue Angel's team just because it's one of the really Angel's teams I got to play. It was really just the rogue. But okay. We'll do Jesus and boy. Because he really wants to play. I feel like whoever I queue, man, I'm not gonna make everybody happy. SB, you're bad. I like that rivalry. I think I'll queue you guys against each other next. I think we'll get boy and answer in here. Definitely gotta get Abe back in as well. I'll try to queue you guys if I can. Maybe there's a bug. Yeah. Trying to. Queue us again. Sorry. Okay. Jesus, boy. I'm gonna queue you guys like 10 seconds. I mean, mage since what? LMFAO. So you've been around on a mage for a while then, huh? Hey, hopefully this expansion will be a lot more alt friendly so that we can actually play alts and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be very, very happy if that was the case. I'd be extremely satisfied if that was the case. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited though. I am excited. Alright, Q, what's up? Maybe we get you guys in. I was in a live G5 1V1. You good, my guy? Sorry about that. I feel like sometimes I just gotta yell, man. I just gotta do it. What item levels are these people? All of them. All the item levels tricky. Dude, Conquest caps are... Conquest is uncapped right now, so you can farm it up as much as you want to. And these boys are pushing 2100 day one, dude. Hour one. So, a lot of these guys like PvP a lot. They like PvP a lot. So they're going to be popping off, man, as hard as they can. They're going to be pushing their very, very hardest, man. They're going to try their best damn darnest. Try to get themselves the best gear in order to beat out the competition. You played Dustin? You played well. I agree. You played well. First night, first game of the day. It's a rogue popping off in a 1v4. What else is new? Am I right, boys? Alright, let's get us another 5v5 1v1 here, boys. Twitch. Got us as 4 over in team 1, but hopefully the last one's loading in. We got us as Ikelia as an Affliction Warlock. We got Kazi in the back as a Troll Feral Druid. We got SP joining in as a Shadow Piece Monstrosity. I love that mog. So say what you want about Nyalotha, but some of those mogs were awesome. We got Yi gonna be first up, and Yi last time played the Undead. Oh, I'm liking them. You guys are popping off on the masks. I'm a big fan of them. Jesus, gonna be getting stabbed up by Yi with an immediate disarm as the rogue is looking to bail out of there, and this is where the death that tried to hold him close. With a quick blind, got him some more swincher, gonna hug him like a frozen blanket. Cloak and Shadows bind the rogue immediately with an evasion, dodging all of that damage, and a quick blind. Jesus committed a lot of CC and defensives on that go. Was that Grippy Hand too? That was Grippy Hand, and Jesus decided, you know what? I am not gonna trick it out of this one. I'm just gonna save it for later, because I haven't seen Vendetta of the rogue, and that could be very deadly. Kidden shot, Yi is gonna go for that Vendetta. IBF for Jesus immediately. Yi tried to see if he can maybe rot him down immediately. That's gonna be sad. Oh, back-to-back stabs. Jesus actually melting right now. Oh my god, this assassin's rogue savaged him with huge butt man charging out like the last, trying to keep Yi covered. Again, another amazing Nyalotha mog, man. Another fantastic Naya mog. Big blast to the Yi, who actually eating a lava burst for breakfast. Just feeding him meatballs, dude. Force feeding him all those meatballs without spaghetti. Oh my god, just crushing him with them alley blasts. With them lava bursts, is burning the boy down. Was Zib gonna be up next? Yet another Nyalotha. What is this Nyalotha appreciation day today, man? You got the daggers, you got the shoulders. I'm a big fan of that. Oh, massive Vendetta burst. Actually huge sepsis. Oh my god. These rogues, dude. These assassination rogues. Blizzard tried to nerf you too. Blizzard tried to nerf ya, but these boys are still just absolutely wreaking havoc in the arena. And we got us this Duelny Chell. Wait, Duelny means duel in Russian. Duelny Chell. What's Chell? I have no idea. But it duels something. I guess we call him Duel, man. This man's name is actually Duel. I have no idea what that last part is. Got himself the spinning pancakes by those images with his aware onto Zip. Not really given an opportunity to escape. Zip does have a cheat death, but that's the only thing that can really let him get out of the combat here. Duel trying not to give him an opportunity to escape. Big kick onto Zip. And Zip may be going down here unless they got something. Maybe Kinesha potentially needs some kind of CC versus Duel in that touch death range. Gonna be a cheat death for a second. Needs to do something, anything at all, but I think he might be just going down. As Duel just actually just patted him down into the ground. He just really just like giving him those fists. Not even fists, but like palms. He's just like slapping him until he puts him into the ground. Kaza gonna be up next versus Duel. Let's try to see if we can burn him down with the bleeds. Berserk up immediately. Duel may be in trouble. May have to go for a cover. Go for that wall with a brew. Big 4 brew in capital cause. Try to see if maybe we get a trick out of him. Lexi most likely gonna get a trick out of him. Gonna go for karma break and dismiss fear, which is super unfortunate. Warning Jacket Punch to follow, but Kazi is just gonna live this to Barskin with a quick cyclone into Duel, but will not be able to land their full clone. As it was a flesh craft, denying grading some CC immunity, one ability that I think a lot of people will be happy, and the one miss in Dragonflight, gonna be Duel just trying to see if he can pump up some of his defenses with a, what is it called, dampen harm, just trying to see if he can give himself a little bit of a defense to work with, while Fleshcraft is still holding strong, kind of down on survivability tools for a little bit, but maybe getting some cooldowns back very soon. Kazi trying to get back in there, let the bleed sink in. Are you Necrolord? There's no way you're not, right? I'd be very, very surprised if I saw Nightfade at this point. Try to keep the Moonfires rolling versus Duel. The Swarm is on him, eating away, festering in those wounds where the rips and rakes and the Moonfire burns are. As Duel is just looking for a bit of recovery. Just trying to verify, does get a random proc of BDB on him, which is actually going to enhance his own self-healing. BDB does have the hybrid self-healing damaging potential ability. Kazi go for the trick and trying to get dropped down with the BDB, just trying to avoid all those images altogether. Duel does have a Zuen in case he wants to use it. Could potentially just keep the pressure rolling, just keeping the images on the Kazi. And maybe try to see maybe if you can get a proc or two off of him. Going for behind the pillar, going for a couple of fights. Zuen available, no Lexi for a bit. Kazi actually has some cooldowns coming back themselves very, very soon. Barskin available with a wall, as well as what looks like Taggart Fury and Feral Frenzy. So potentially could make some bleed damage happen. Duel does have a karma to reverse a lot of this output. Hibernate into Zuen. Try to deny any kind of damage to this monk as best as they can. Just try to play extra careful. Duel does have pretty big damage ready to go. It's a Fury meeting Kazi immediately lock him down for a second, but that Thorns decides, you know what, I don't want to touch Thorns at all. Into a port as soon as the Kazi gets kind of close to him, having to burn mobility in order to catch up. Immediate karma before Kazi even commits any damage on him. No Feral Frenzy. He's gonna go bear for him, try to see if he can tank it up. This way, Duel trying to see maybe if he can get some recovery, maybe he can get some potential, maybe if he can get some kind of procs versus Kazi. But it's going to be really down to Kazi just to wait out until things are over. Going to be some images, maybe potential damage. Wait, does Duel have enough damage out here? Wall for Kazi, bear for him. Friends and Region trying to see if he gets some recovery. Looks at Duel, just found some random burst out of nowhere. I don't even know if he had BDB down or if that was a random proc and he just kind of went with it. But did find some burst out of nowhere. Big Berserk as Duel has nothing left. Flush can get interrupted. Does have a dampen harm, but what is it going to do against Dodds? It's going to reduce some of that damage, but not by much. All the Dodds are rotting him down completely. In cap under Kazi, trying to go for Revives back-to-back. Panicking right now. And we hit at the 5-minute mark. 4% dampening. It's going to go for a port. Just trying to keep some distance. As Kazi going in for a big heal and is going to get back in there. Has Berserk for only a few seconds. Trying to see maybe if he can continue the onslaught and the pressure with a Berserk. Let's give him just so much value in the resources. Duel not get opportunity to go anywhere. Vivify's coming. That's going to be actually the trip. That's the trip to get a cast. Oh my god, trying to juke out that kick, but then the kick came in as he tried to cast. That's actually so fast. And Kazi just needs a little bit more to get him over the edge. Just a little bit more to set this monk over the edge. Has Alexi back up. Does have some defenses. Looks like he's going to be in cap. Potentially has something. Kazi has a chicken for this one, though. Duel dropping down BDB. Lexi misses completely. This Kazi just walked out of there. Just power shifted. I don't think they meant to power shift, but I think that BDB maybe broke him out of that in cap into a stun back of the Duel. Does not have Lexi this time. Fits through, but it's Thorns beating you at the end. That's also going to be a karma. Still playing super defensive. Just trying to see if he can run out of there. Kazi just getting more blades up and running with the Duel. Looks at that karma. He is playing that good karma, so he's reversing quite a good portion of the damage. Back into Kazi. Kazi actually, his ultimate's kind of low, panicking himself a little bit. Bear from Barskin into a Fleshcraft immediately. But he's still actually under a ton of pressure. Trying to see if he can avoid this fist. Wait, he got nothing left. Kazi could be in trouble. Frenzy Regen just to give himself a little bit more healing. And Duel just trying to keep the pressure on him as best as he can. but he knows when he needs to play defensive. He had a good potential, he had a good momentum, but as soon as he sees Kazi shoot back in the cat form, that's where he just feels the oozing of confidence out of this Feral. He's confident that he gets some damage on the Duel, trying to meet him with the Fist of Fury, locking him out, but that Thorns is gonna punish him a little. BDB down, Duel's picking up a little bit of health actually. Let's see if onto Kazi is gonna force the chicken out of him. Main onto Duel has nothing really left here. All the bleeds are on him. Does he have any defenses? No, it looks like he's gonna be going down with Ava, trying to see if he can charge out, not give Kazi an opportunity to recover, playing that Affliction Warlock, so as long as he can get some kind of dots on Kazi, he'll be chilling. 7 minutes into a duel, 15% dampener. We'll see where this duel goes, dudes. We'll see where this duel goes versus the Feral as well as the Affliction Warlock. Dot, run, heal, Feral is so annoying. I don't blame you, but I think Adam is basically gonna have the same build, isn't he? Dot, run, heal. He just got to drain instead of like regrowth. But to be fair, Kazi didn't really go for a lot of like regrowths behind the pillar, did he? I think honestly the Monk did more of that. That was actually just going to ramp up all of his damage versus Kazi, get him the Dark Blade to extend everything. Kazi tried to play very, very defensive Frenzy region really early while the dots are rotting him down. If Advo goes for the Rapid Contagion, then those dots should be taken out a lot more often onto Kazi. To an interrupt as he's trying to get a cast off. Does he have a Fleshcraft available on Bear form? Looks like he doesn't just yet, but I don't know if Adva had the biggest dots out there. Quick Fear onto Kazi, tried to go for a bit of a UA, drain life, maybe recover a little bit of health at 21% dampening, actually a decent amount of heal, while trying to make sure he gets all the casts off. Malefic Rapture with a shot of Fear, missing Kazi though. Kazi hit with a Fear. As Adva just looking to get some dots on him. I'm actually kind of surprised. Kazi lived all those dots. The last time we've seen like a Warlock, Affliction Warlock, maybe like Adva's running different build. But last time we've seen a Warlock put up all your dots and extend them with a Hysteria. Normally that's enough to just melt somebody behind the pillar. But for Kazi, it looked like he was survivable for it. Either Kazi had some incredible healing, that or Adva just playing a different build than what like Tagsy plays, for instance. Try to see if he can go for a little bit of that Soul Rod. Berserk down by Kazi. Has bleeds with Adva. Got himself the Dark Pack that's keeping him alive for now, but the Dark Pack broken through. Kazi has some dots rolling on him with a Quick Fear. Malefic Rapture out for Adva. Trying to keep the dots rolling. Going to be Kazi. Trying to keep the pressure onto Adva. Just popping him wall and going for heals. Skull Bash onto the Shadow to interrupt him, but Kazi is actually still under a ton of pressure. Does Kazi just die here? No way to interrupt Adva unless he got bashed. That's all he's really got. Bear would follow Drain Life right after. In Bear form with Friends in Region. 27% damage, but it looks like he's able to keep himself alive. Maybe just the healing by itself is enough. Is able to, and is actively removing agony whenever he can. That's really good for him. Not only is it reducing the damage you take, but also you're denying Adva opportunity to generate those soul shards to Rapid Contagion more often, unless maybe that's not what Adva is playing. No, he is. That is Rapid Contagion. Quick interrupt onto Cozy. Dusty with Flesh Cap. Looking for the regrowths. Trying to keep himself alive as best as possible. Bear form Friends in Region for a second. Is he playing a Tanky Trinket? Or Tanky Lego? Actually, now that I mentioned this, I didn't even notice if Kazi has a Tanky Lego or not. If he has Tanky Lego, I can see how he's surviving all this with Barson and heal. But if he's not playing Tanky Lego, then I'm surprised that he's surviving. Advo try to see if he can get some dots and rods on Kazi. Kazi does not have a skull machine, but so it's really giving out the open. Drain could just take him down right now. Bear form, got himself as much self-killing as possible. Going to be that chasing after him. Does Kazi get a random heal while in bear form when Barson falls off? Does he? I'm waiting. There's a Friends in Region. I'm not sure if you pressed it or if it was automatic. I'm not sure which one it was. Interrupt as he tried to go for a heal. Kazi just trying to see if he can dip out of there. Is this guy playing the Tanky Trinket or not? I can't tell. I swear, chat, I cannot tell. Because it looked like he pressed Friends in Region before the Barson fell, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. Flash got up for Kazi, got himself a little bit of survivability, bash into Adva. This way you gotta commit all the dots in the world. You just gotta rot down this Warlock as he's trying to get some dots back onto you. Actually, drain life in Kevin. Kevin Slime going for a big old port. Kazi trying to stay on him with Moonfires. Trying to keep the comp points rolling. It's going to be Adva rampaging all the dots, making him ramp up a little bit. No Skull Bash by the Druid. Trying to go for a bit of a bear form Friends in Region behind the pillar. So now he uses Friends in Region. If he goes for bear form Friends in Region, or bear form, Barskin, and gets a Friends in Region, then we know he's a Tank Trinket. Is he though? It's so hard to tell. Trying to go for regrowths. It's going to be interrupt. No flash card available, I don't think. Does he have a Barskin though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Child form? I think it's just over. I think the dots finally do take him. Try to do the very best he can. Can anybody on Team Feral, which is SP or Akalia, can you let me know if the Feral was running a Tank Chicken or not? At this point, I'm wondering. At this point, I'm wondering, because I can't tell, dude. I used to be able to tell. I had the eye like a hawk. Nowadays, I can't tell anymore. Admiral tried to swap out to a different pet. Summon Observer versus Akelia, who's already taking a little bit of dot damage in the opener. Going to be Warlock v Warlock, so it's really up for Admiral to find a way to manage through all of his cooldowns to space him out a little bit enough to fight Akelia and have a chance versus SP. Trying to go for a little bit of a Dark Pack. Going for a banish onto the bed as Akelia went for a Reflect Soul Round for Soul Death Bolt. Out of Akelia doesn't get interrupted though. Got himself the Dark Pack for a second. Motherfucker Raptors are burning right through it. Big drain. Akelia could be big trouble. All the dots wall doesn't. I don't know if it's enough though. Trying to go for a drain. I think it may not be enough. Maybe he can drain that Darklit. Trying to see if he can survive it, but no help whatsoever. And Avo does end up just rotting him down. Dialing his trinkets. Not trinkets, it'll be legendaries, but you get my point. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't really matter. Did I say trinkets or did I say legendaries? I may have said trinkets then. I may have said tanky trinkets. I meant tanky legendaries. Gonna be SP dropping down big A1, buying games on 2 Edmo, trying to see if he can get him. Does hit him with a horror for a second. It's gonna be a snake form to get out of there as fast as he can. SP trying to see if he can keep up with him as best possible. That is Megalomania. He's playing with fire. Gonna drop himself down to 30% health at some point. Advo getting hit with the sounds, but as soon as the sounds is over, he may be able to get some damage. It's gonna be SP's Shadow just adding bonus damage to Advo. Shadow Crusher around the corner. I think it's over. Oh my goodness. He just whittled him down before he could even get a cast off. Avo does snag 2 kills, and some good ones too. But SP at the end sneaking his way over there, blasting him out, just rocking the dude's mind in the most literal sense. That shade, by the way, is literally like throwing shade at somebody. Damn, that's just extra bonus damage that didn't need to sting. Alright, boys, let's get another one going, yeah? I think we gotta Alacrity and permanent stat. Oh, so he's like, what, passive trick? Yeah, that's fine. No. Do you want to defocus? Oh, so he's a damage Lego. Okay. I was gonna say I was just trying to figure out like if he's playing a damage Lego or if he's playing like a tanky Lego, and I couldn't tell. So then I started getting like, But hey, if he's not playing tanky Lego, that's excellent survivability by that droid. No complaints. That's very well done. But if he's running tanky Lego, it's like it's still well done, but like there's a bit of cheese to it. There's a slight bit of cheese. I know Jesus is ready. I know you're all ready. I think I do want to go Anto versus Boy, because these guys got a little bit of that rivalry going on. I want to see what that's like. Anto XD, and we'll get Abe versus Jesus. Wait, did Abe and Jesus fight each other already? No, they didn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Is Anto ready? Wait, Abe, Anto, do you guys have a group? Because I do want to queue Boy and Jesus, but I need to give them some variety, because they just duel each other. How's Boomy doing currently? Hey, how you doing, my man? Hope you having a good one. Boomy isn't bad. If you're talking like PvP or PvE, I know that PvE is good. And to dates to our team to play 3s. Is anybody taking over that team, Arissa? Anybody taking over? Our team disbanded and to left. I do have a group. Okay. That's all good. I wanted to just throw a Boy versus Anto against each other, but that's okay. We'll do Abe. Abe Fisker. Boys, if y'all are starting the group, open it up. We got some more boys from Team Anto that are looking, man. We got some abandoned homies that need a new home. You know what I mean? Give your homies a new home. Open up your arms and your groups with these boys. Bro, this game will never get old. Here, kitty. Here, kitty. Yeah, honestly, dude. I mean, yeah. I feel like nobody ever really quits World of Warcraft. They just start breaks. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? But bro, Dragonflight actually looks like a breath of fresh air. I'm actually really excited. So far, they've done a pretty good job. I'm not going to say best expansion ever, because I don't think it's fair to say something like that this early in the alpha. But I am very excited about it. I think some of the changes they've done with classes have been really, really interesting. I'm very excited. One time wow, always wow. Yeah, I feel like at some point I was talking to a friend of mine and said like, you know, there's a lot of people that play MMOs, but like not some people want to play WoW. They're like, wow, I love MMOs, but then we'll try the MMOs. They're like, you know what? I think I just like WoW. That's why I feel like people keep coming back to the game over and over and over. Because some people like tried WoW and like, okay, I guess you know, I'm kind of bored with it. I guess I'll try the MMOs. And just nothing sticks. Sometimes it does, and it's awesome when it does. It's awesome when you find another game. But other times when you're just looking for one, you just can't find it. It's like, and then rope me back in with another expansion. You know what I mean? Happens to everybody. Did I save? I don't know if I did, so I'm just gonna roll with it. So Twitch. Let me change a different song, boys. Oh, that's a good one. Yo. Alright, switch. Akalia already getting stunned up by Kiosko. Big dash shotgun to follow, hits him with a succubus CC though. Immediately trying to disrupt him. Kiosko actually swapping out the Mog too. I like that Kyrian. I like that Kyrian look. Got a lightsaber too. Trying to see if we can drop a trap next to Akalia. Does steel trap the pet, but doesn't get the hunter just now. That's gonna be a freezing trap to follow. As Akalia's like, what is this? I like their face. He's like, oh my god. He's so annoyed already. Just the character's like, even the model looks annoyed. Kioska getting ramped up with all those dots. It's gonna be Dark Glare. Actually, does Kioska have a way to remove these dots? Looks like he does have a camo. Immediate camo with that pet. No dots on him. And there's no way for Akela to get him. Wait, actually, there's no way. Yeah, tar trap, skill trap, but it doesn't get Kiosk out of stealth or anything. And he has a hunter's mark on the pet, so he always knows where the pet is going to be, so he can freeze and trap the pet in the opener. And then open up onto Akelia if he wants to. Trying to see maybe if you can swing in a little bit of dot damage for onto Akelia as he's rounding the bed. Going to be a quick fear onto Kioska, but his stun is going to counter that instead. Just shock him onto him on the bed. That's going to be a pretty decent explosion. Going to be Akelia actually backing up out of this, separated from the bed, reduces a little bit of the explosion value. That's going to be... Where's that Incubus actually? Is he just chilling out back there? Oh, he died! Wait, your pet died! The Incubus is dead. Does Akelia realize that their pet is dead? Did it summon a new one? Summon a succubus immediately. Fell down in order to get a pet up and running as soon as it could. Wall up for Akelia. Trying to get some damage in. It's going to be a freezing trap by Kioska. Standing right on top of Akelia just to make sure he can trap that freezing trap on top of him. And avoid the pet who's going to use a steel trap. Akelia is just unhappy with this one, man. This hunter just keeps running circles around you. All you want to do is just get some dots on him. Or you want to force a feign death. Get all your dots on him. Let him just rot. And the pet is going to try to see if it can approach Kioska. Mortical hits him as Akelia jumps down. That's going to be quick fist feign death ever. Does clear Kioska of dots, but it's going to give opportunity for Akelia to actually get aggressive. Trying to go for a fear initially versus Kioska. Wasn't quite able to. This is where you got to get him out in the open. Trying to go for a drain that's going to give you quite a valuable amount of healing. Dark Fight to follow. Interrupted on the nature. Stun right into trying to get you way up and running. Kioska with a cooldown to follow. Akelia does go for a trinket. That's going to be a succubus CC. Put a Kioska out in the open. Akelia perfect opportunity to actually get some dots in there unless Kioska has a feign death. If Kioska has a feign death right now, that would help him out a ton. Akelia with a soul rod, all the dots are on you, does go for a feign death as soon as the dots get ramped up, and this is where Akelia goes for that contagion, letting those dots stick out more often. Kioska avoiding completely, letting the pet taunt the succubus to try to keep the pet away from him. So you can control where the succubus is, not letting him get next to him because he just goes for a pet taunt just to keep him away. Dark Glare up, Deathbolt to follow, does Chaos make the full damage, got himself the Aegis, but it's actually quite a lot of dot damage just running through. The Aegis is absorbing all of that damage, quite a good portion of it, so perfect counter there. Gonna be reflected for Akelia. This is what Kioska does not want to drop a freezing trap on, because then otherwise you're reflected. Akelia on the retreat, and Kioska trying to see if he can keep the advancement going. That's gonna be pet charging on the corner, gonna be drained left for Akelia, recovering health with a freezing trap for Kioska, just trying to go for a reset of his own. Dark Pack for Akelia really early. Do you have the succubus up and running? Looks like succubus is maybe somewhere out there, or maybe dead, potentially. Does Akelia have a pet? Kioska is just going for a flesh cut right in front of Akelia, but he has the canvas, so he doesn't even know that there's a flesh cut happening in front of him. If only he could have stopped it, but you literally don't see him. You can't know. It looks like there's no succubus anywhere, no incubus, no nothing. Akelia kind of lost, just got out in the open. Not much they can do. Big kill shot, and Kioska just swiping him out of the competition. With Zeb gonna be up next. Stun with a death shot from Zip. As long as he's careful here, plays his cards right, he could one-shot Kioska. I don't know if you have a human racial. This he probably does actually, because I don't know how many Shadow Fears actually hit Kioska. Freezing trap. Oh, as he blind goes out, Trinket by the rogue, just trying to see if he can commit some damage. Does Kioska Trinket? Trinket's feign death immediately as soon as the vendetta and everything comes out. Oh my god, all of Zip's damage is gone. All of it. Kioska just trying to avoid him as best as possible. Disarm onto Kioska. Zip just trying to keep the pressure rolling. Actually getting quite a bit of damage out as his full vendetta is out. Kioska still just watering down little by little. He does need to put down a freezing trap or something to separate from the rogue. Zip trying to see maybe we can make him break that root with the soul shape. Does catch himself a reset for a second flare down, not letting him get out of sight. And Kioska just keeping him dotted and tagged up. Just shock him. Zip is limited on time. May just die to the just shock him right here. Could be bad. Actually does go down. Oh my god. That explosion with the Death Chakram, and does it change the Death Chakram on live where it actually affects all damage rather than just physical damage? Maybe. SPCs that Kevin Slime and uses Kevin Slime to AoE out Kioska? That was such a good move. I never thought of that. I never actually thought of that. I love seeing these strats out of Priest because we never see any Shadow Priest, and SP is just out here. And Kib, him and Kib are just the only two that are keeping the Shadow Priest dream alive. Hoping to see a Shadow Priest update or Priest update in general in Dragonflight soon. They did say recently that a Druid update and a Priest Blue Post is coming in the next build. Apparently they got something going on, but it should hopefully be good. As we just getting rampaged out by the... Try to see if he can maybe go for the CCO to Casca. Does it with Voids. Oh my god, he parked him in a corner. He literally had him in a corner. Every one of these Void Bolts just hitting him, locked him out. What is that? That was busted. Wait, SP just went from Megalomania, Void Eruptions, all this Void Bolts. Those mortars of Void are not going anywhere since he's next to a wall. They're just hitting always the floor. And Kioska's on top of him, getting re-horrified over and over. Literally locked out. CC'd forever. Jesus Christ, it was so good. SP just barraged him, just kind of cheesed him out. I mean, he committed a Resonator. He got a full stun. He got the Mind Games, everything, right? But damn. Magic S trying to see if he can push up versus SP. It's a Frost Mage. And SP just blowing bubbles out in this direction. At some point, Magic S is gonna have to just say yes and just get in there. Gonna be some dots for SP really early. Magic's still holding onto that flash cap, so it should be alright. As long as Magic gets himself like a proper burst combo with Deathborn, they'll be perfectly fine. SP was not able to stop that setup with Deathborn, but he's able to get himself a couple of Mind Blasts and let the Shadow do freebie damage to Magic to try to see if he can burn down the Flesh Cap. Fear onto Magic. This is where SP potentially can make some damage happen. Gonna be an interrupt by Magic onto the Shadow. SP locked out, and actually all he can really do is just give for a shield and maybe Greater Fade. Is Greater Fade a Holy Cast? I imagine it is. Stun onto Magic, yes, with the bolts actually just hitting it back to back. Silence to follow. Massive spell. Oh my god! He massive spelled him as he went for the Ice Block. Oh my god, this guy is insane! SP is actually incredible! Oh my goodness, the Too Fast is going to be up next. Swapping out the Mog, going for more bandages look. SP may have to pop a Disperse here. That is a sub-rogue. Committing quite a lot of damage, but Shadow Blades, is that full Blades or is that just a proc of Blades? That's just proc of Blades, man. That's just so much! Just proc Blades, now he has all the damage in the world. SP trying to see if he can swing around the corner, going to be blind onto the Shadow Priest. SP's gonna, or Too Fast, is gonna have to play this very, very, very carefully. This Shadow Priest is no joke. Resonator, SP knows he has to pop a defensive here. He may have to pop Disperse. Immediate fear onto Too Fast with a Greater Fate 2. Disperse. As he sees Shadow Blades out of Too Fast. Whether it's a proc Shadow Blades or real Shadow Blades, he better just pop a cooldown for it. It's better to commit a cooldown than not, because otherwise you're just dead. It looks like Too Fast did actually commit Shadow Blades though, so that's real Blades, that's not proc Blades. SP picking up the eyes really, really early, but Too Fast is next to him to sap him. As we dive into the 8-minute mark, boys, 20% dampener. All of your heals are gonna get reduced in value, which is gonna be pretty tough for SP. It's gonna be harder for Too Fast to stay and keep up longevity here, but for SP it's also going to be kind of rough. Trying to get interrupted by Too Fast, going to be quick stun. Resonator, no chicken available for the Rogue. Trying to see if Void Eruptions hit him, but they're not really getting the cheesy value. It's going to be Cloak Shadows by the Rogue. SP trying to see if he can stay on him as best as possible. The Rogue is sprinting out of there. SP trying to see maybe those Void Eruptions would get that cheesy next to the wall value, but they didn't. Was that Megalomania for SP, by the way? It is. So as he's moving, as he's casting, eventually he's going to be dropped down to 30% health, unless he's got something for this Rogue, which I don't think he does. He may be in trouble. Picking up the eyes, trying to be proactive here. Sapped by the Rogue. That Megalomania is going to put you to 30%, and it's not even going to break your CC. I think it's over. Nothing you can do. Literally nothing you can do. Megalomania is a great boon, but it does come with consequences. Yi, try to see if he can find Too Fast. It's going to Phantomize him out in the open. Cheap shot by Too Fast. Does not have a trick anymore, so Yi is going to go for that kiddish shot. Does he have the full burst? Going for a full dots rod. Oh my god. Are you playing... Hold on. Are you playing Exsanguinate? My mans, are you playing Exsanguinate? Is that what he's playing for? Because I can imagine get all the dots, spike, go for Exsanguinate with a Vendetta and just wadding him down. Panda Low going to be up next. As a Pandaren warrior, trying to see maybe we can find Yi, who is from Skull Crusher. Actually, I feel like the name of the server fits him. I almost feel like that should be his last name, Yi the Skull Crusher, because he literally just like crushed that rogue skull. Absolutely just spiked him up. It just absolutely just emptied him out. Are you running Exsanguinate? This because you're running a Necrolord build. Like, imagine Exsanguinate works for the Necrolord ability, right? I think it does speed it up for a short amount of time, does it not? It's been a bit since I played with it. I remember it used to not have a cooldown. You basically would just permanently make Necrolord Spike basically just tick out faster and faster. And you basically, after like a couple, like 4, 5, 6 of those exsanguinates, you basically had a ridiculous amount of damage output where you could crash the game and anybody that's in your vicinity with those spikes. It was even faster. It was even better when like you have multiple of these spikes rolling, because that would just tank everyone's frames. This is back in the day. Back at like patch 9.1-ish, 9.2, 9.15. 9.15 I want to say. Yi tried to see if he could approach Panda. Get a shot to follow. Immediate trinket by Panda with the spear right after. He has nowhere to go, but does go for a blind versus Panda immediately. Just trying to go for a bit of a resetty. As Panda did just burn a trinket immediately for the Rogue's opener. Immediate disarm as Yi, I think he just trying to see if he can buy himself some time until he gets himself a full Vendetta. Big leap by the Panda. Actually just gets slid aside of Yi and then just goes on a bit of a trip just to catch up to him. That was hilarious. That charge. Fasting. Get a shot into Panda as the Stormbolt comes out. Both of them were CC'd. Yi potentially could just rot down Panda with a bit of damn. Panda got himself a bit of a blaze from Yi with an invasion. Gonna be big and venom by the Rogue though. With a flash cut immediately. Did burn a Vendetta just now. He did burn a Vendetta, which is gonna put him behind. Woden tried to see maybe if he can versus Yi. Hits him with the Hunter's Mark. Yi does go for a Cloak of Shadows immediately. So Woden, the Hunter's Mark is actually not going to do much for you. Picking up the eyes though. And Yi is playing a cheap death build, so he does have himself quite a bit of survivability against Burst. Though against Woden, I don't really know if you're playing for Burst here. I don't really know if you're playing against Burst. As you try to see if you can go for a bit of a sap on him. Woden sending out the pet immediately. Does the pet still see Yi? But Yi's maneuverability jumping down the ramp. It's going to take too long for the pet to get around, catch up to him, even with his eyes. Way too long. And Woden's just trying to see maybe if he can approach Yi. Maybe if he can find him. He's right on his tail, whether he realizes that or not. Eyes are still available, so you can go pick up the other set of eyes. I think Yi at this point just trying to buy himself as much time as humanly possible until the next Vendetta. I don't know if he'll be able to. You got no evasion, you got no vanish, you got a trinket, you got no defensives. Blind not up until like 20 seconds, so maybe you can use that blind to force the trinket out of Woden, right? Get him with the kidney shot, get some burst in, watch him human racial, hit him with a blind, go for a bit of reset. Does have the pet on him, so potentially building up comp points on the pet, not a bad idea. But do you have the big burst versus Woden though? He might just have to force it anyway. Gonna be Resonator, may have to trinket, does try to, but that's gonna be a skill trap catching him immediately as the Chimeric tried not to let him go in here with that 90% damage, slow movement speed reduction. Woden taking a bit of damage, but he has no health whatsoever. I think it's just over for the Rogue, trying to keep the pressure rolling, but without a Vendetta, he just doesn't have that much of a bite versus him. And Kazi is gonna be the last one left over for Team 1, trying to just charge out, maybe take Woden out. Is he just gonna go for burst? Freezing trap, immediately trinkets it. So looks he just committed. At 50% dampen, he doesn't want to let his duel last too long. Try to see if he can catch up to Woden, but Turtle, I think the dodge just set it. The dodge just set. Not much you can do about it. Yo, SP, by the way, mad burst out of this man. Mad damage, man. Actually incredible. Alrighty, boys, let's get another one going, yeah? Let's get another up and running, boys. How does Enhanced Charming look on live in the alpha? On live, they're pretty fun, actually. On the alpha, they're looking even better. I still gotta try like a full AoE build, though. I gotta try a full AoE build to Ashy, but they're pretty fun on alpha. Like, Shaman in general, like, their class counts are mwah. If every other class could have the same class counts as Shaman, that same quality and the amount of utility that's on there, oh, it's so good. There's so many ways to build your class just through that alone. Boy, ready. Abe, Jesus, are you guys ready? We try to see if we get you back in here. Do we do Kiosko versus Jesus potentially? Did Kiosko even get a chance to play? He did. Actually did. I built a no combustion fire mage. Really? On the alpha? Only combustion with 8 seconds power bust. That could work. That could work. I think we tried that builder earlier, but it's not bad at all. By the way, fire mage is looking pretty good on the PvP side. It's still basically the same. We're only 3 people now. It's all good. It's all good. Yo, Jesus, do you have a 5-man right now? My man, J.O. Trying to see if we can put a group together. Actually, Kiosko. Or J.O. John Kiosko. That's what it is. Hell yeah. I don't really know what to main. I'm thinking of Shaman. Shaman is looking good. Jesus is ready. We'll do Boy versus Jesus real quickly. And as soon as Abe is ready, we'll probably do Jesus versus Abe. We'll get you guys in here for another 5V5 1v1 duel. In the ruins of Lordaeron, man, not the best map for a caster. Fantastic setup for a lot of the melee classes, man. Fantastic environment for melee. it just gives you a bit of an advantage because you don't need to really reach that far against some of these casters, man. The amount of ignite damage increases so good. Yeah, I gotta give it a try, man. I gotta give it a try. I think that'll be really fun. I think it's probably the best, actually. The fact that we don't know what to main on Dragonflight. That means a lot of these class choices look so good that they're all equal and they're all on the table. All of these classes are on the table as potential new mains. I think it's really good to see, man. I think that's essentially what we want to see out of Alpha, is classes to be that good. That's what we need. New realms added. Blizzard has announced a new fresh realms and A realms, Sky Fury, E realms will be taken both PvP realms. Are they not doing a? Are they not doing any kind of like PvP realms for or PvE realms for a start? Is it all PvP realms? Oh, that'd be kind of unfortunate. I mean, they do what they do, but that would be unfortunate. Alrighty, boys. Let's get us another one. Rogue versus Rogue, really. Switch. Starting off with the Rogues with a Bib as an Assassination Rogue, switching out. A Bib normally, isn't a Bib normally an auto rogue? I'm wrong about that. But he got himself the full, not the Mage Tower set, but or maybe it is the Mage Tower set. I think that is the Mage Tower set. It just has a little bit of like a green underglow to it because of the Necrolord, with Yi as another Necrolord Assassination Rogue. Immediate kill the shot with the Resonator. Yi decides to sit it, not seeing a Vendetta or a Bib. He decides, you know what, maybe that'll be enough to live. There's going to be a blind as the Bib goes for an evasion. Not the worst move by Yi. Does have the Kevin Slime spinning on him, so he won't be able to catch a proper reset easily. And a Bib trying to see if he can keep charging now. There's going to be evasion with the clock shots for Yi. Trying to see if he can get around a Bib. Get a shot to follow. Does he have the full burst of Vendetta? Everything a Bib may have to trick it out of here. Does chooses not to decide, you know what, I'm just going to survive it. Clock shadows to follow. The bleeds are still rotting him down though. Trying to see if he can take down Yi before the bleeds get him. It looks like a Bib and oh! Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Both of these rogues rotted each other down to bleeds. I think this is the first time something like that has happened. These guys just popped off cooldowns into each other, and they're just so beefy, so strong. They just can't even stop it. Once they see the dots upside in, there's nothing they can do. Gonna be Jesus versus a Feral Druid, blinding him, summoning a pet with a Mortal Switcher, going for full stone A-bomb limb. Cozy does find himself in a bear from Barkskin immediately. That may give him enough survivability versus the Feral versus Frost DK. Gripping him back in. Kazi has nowhere to go. Another Mortal Switcher to follow as Jesus continued to rampage right through him. Thorns is going to be all by the Feral Druid. Jesus did burn AMS in order to try to deal with the damage. Got to be that AMZ on top of it just to reduce all magic damage ever. As Kazi goes behind the pillar with a couple of regrowths, going to be the pet, the first Frost Worm sent out to try to see if he can maybe barrage at Kazi. Kazi with a Berserk, full bleeds, rotting down this Death Knight. Man to play very defensively, sacrificing the ghoul, squeezing it for whatever life it's got left in it just to keep himself healthy. It looks like he will be pretty survivable. IBF was used though, so that's a lot of defenses committed. Kazi continues just to rampage, so Jesus is going to be yet another Mortal Switcher stunning out Kazi, but Jesus does not have any kind of burst to follow up with our Mortal Switcher. Maybe able to get a second charge of Mortal Switcher to Cozy. That's going to be full thorns up by the Feral. Jesus trying to see if he can reset a blind. Does not have a stun. Can go for cooldowns in case he wants to. Looks like he's going to go for CDs either way. Going to be Kazi and Bear from just trying to see if he can take up this damage. It's going to be back-to-back obliterates versus the Feral Druid. Unless they can escape, Chain of Ice is going to be gripped right back in. But I think they kind of want to get back in there anyway. Silence on a Cozy. Cozy actually still standing counter for maybe taking a bit damage. It's going to be back-to-back bites on Jesus. Actually, both of them pushing each other down. Jesus looking for the death strikes as soon as possible. Chain of Ice to Cozy. Cozy has dots wanting him down, but it looks like the dots and the bites and the shreds were enough to take down the Death Knight. Adwood charging out immediately as an Affliction Warlock. I think trying to go for Ninja versus Cozy, but I don't know if the pet was able to catch up with you fast enough. Trying to go for a full Soul Rod, dot, and everything. Dark Lair. That's going to be... Was there a Mortical? No way, right? I don't know, it must have been someone else. It looked like you sent a Mortical at the guy. At least I thought you did. But it's going to be out of a full dots on the Cozy. Is that going to be an old dots ramped up with a Drain Live Burst to Cozy down? Got himself plenty of healing though. Plenty of versatility. This guy's just sitting in bear form. There goes the Mortical as the Advent trying to get a UA around the corner. And Cozy trying to make sure the Agony is dispelled at all times. So there's quite a one extra bonus dot. The Advent just does not get the advantage off at all. With that Agony being constantly dispelled by the Feral Druid. Fear to follow. It's Kazi isn't fully recovered. And it's still rotting down to dust little by little. Drain life around the corner, does burn down into his health a little bit. Got himself bear form, and as well frenzy region to get himself up and running. I think with the swarm back on him, which is going to empower all of the healing over time, which frenzy region is technically a heal over time effect, so he's going to get the benefits. Admiral with a dark pack, trying to see maybe able to just get himself that unholy red shield in order to dampen the oppressiveness of this feral druid. The feral just continuing to rampage through him. Berserk is used. Adva has all the dots on him, trying to go for malefic raptures, trying to be counter aggressive. Barks get up for Cozy, does go for a trinket, interrupt onto Adva. The dots are still rotting him down. Gauze's health is still super low. Could go for a wall in case he needs to. He's going to be bare form. Barks can wall everything with the friends in region looking for the full recovery. All recovery as Adva charging out Darkling to extend his dots a little bit longer. It's going to be drained, but it's going to be interrupted by Cozy. And Cozy still has all those dots rotting him down, trying to communicate him as best possible with them dispels. Trying to keep the agony off of him. Trying to keep the agony down to a minimum. Making sure these dots are not the most painful ever. Skull bash into the fear. Pretty quick with those skull bashes actually. Maim onto Adva. Does he have enough damage? Feral Frenzy does not have a Target's Fury with it, but it still may be enough. Adva trying to see if he can survive it. Dark Pack to give himself a little more shielding. Let's able to get us up with Cozy. This maybe Adva could potentially turn around into Cozy. Does hit him with a Shadow Fury. Has an short. Cozy I think wants to go for a Flesh Craft. I think Cozy definitely wants to go for a Flesh Craft. This is where average is. Yep, interrupted. Perfect. Nothing Cozy can do. Motherfucker captures. It's going to be Skull Bash for a second. UA's back up on him. Cozy, does he have anything to follow? It's going to be full dots on Adva with cooldowns. Drain life does take him out. Oh my god. Trying to go for that flash cut with a cyclone. Knew he had to do it. This is where Adva pressured him to go for a flash cut before he could go for a cyclone. Just forcing and pressuring him. Adva knew exactly how to counteract this feral. You put more aggro, you put more aggression, you put more damage in at the right time, and you can make big work happen. Adva, you know, all dots from Akelia is going to go for CC while also locking away the pet into a prison of banishment. And Adva has a reflect in case he needs to. He mainly uses reflect versus Akelia next time he goes for dots. Especially next time he goes for like Doombolt? Not Doombolt, but the big bolt, the big dot bolt. Walls up, a stable fiction get a set up. Adva get a hit with the fear. If Adva can reflect the Doombolt? Deathbolt. I was gonna say, why couldn't I find Deathbolt? Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe you can get fully dotted up. Reflect the Deathbolt. Does Akelia get full damage of the Deathbolt? Like the full potential? It's gonna ramp up his own dots versus Akelia. Dark lives up. Akelia definitely just interrupted it, but it's gonna be quick kick by the Observer. Akelia, I don't know if you're running a pet of your own. Looks like maybe you're running the Grimoire as sacrifice, so you can gain more dot damage, more dot. That's the thing that Abra isn't running. I just realized. You know Chad, I don't know when this duel comes out. I don't know which order these duels are going to come out on YouTube, but Chad, if you guys earlier saw a Feral Druid versus an Affliction Warlock, and Adva popped them all the dots and just the dots didn't really rot him that hard, I just realized why Adva's dots aren't doing it. He's not running Sacrifice. He gets the access of a pet and CC and the extra bonus damage of the pet, but he doesn't have those dots. Proccing bonus shadow damage, which is actually quite often, which makes Affliction Warlock super powerful in PvP. Makes him super good. Gonna be more to call onto Adva as Akelia trying to see if he can recover fear with a full death bolt onto Adva, trying to see maybe those dots will be enough. Adva with a full defensive drain life attaches to Akelia. The Darkness still harassing him over there. Could potentially go for an interrupt. Akelia trying to see maybe he can drain life out of the pet. Looks like the pet is gonna get either killed or Adva is gonna kill it himself. But Akelia I think is just gonna rot down to these dots unless it gets some survivability. Maybe recovery, passive health recovery helps him try to go for a port. Couldn't quite do it. Adva still will need to get a new pet up and running as soon as possible. That is Zip, the rogue, Mortical, immediate trinket, trying to go for a fear. Adva could be big with trouble trying to go for a port. Oh! Doesn't let him do anything at all. That was full Samson's burst on the boy. Didn't give him a chance. Unless you got a spell for that nature, that's all you could do. Gonna be Zip trying to play defensive touch of death. Actually lifted. How do you live with touch of death? Needs advantage right now. Does not have advantage. Got images attacking him, and Duel is gonna try to see if he can stay on him as best as he can. Oh my god. Just chuck it at him. Look at him go. Zip needs him some recovery, needs him some reposition, something, anything. Maybe a stun and run away. Just stun him and run away. Unless you try to stun the Fist of Fury, which is super unfortunate. Trying to build comp points, unable to at all. In cap. That's gonna be Duel with a flesh craft. You can't even stun him now. Oh my goodness, that is so tough. Zip just goes in with the biggest possible burst. It's absolutely eviscerates. The boy splatters him all over the arena floor. But afterwards, he just has no ways of escaping. I mean, it's a monk, so it's a kind of a counter in that regard. He just used your cooldowns. and you got nothing left. But man, he had so much burst, but like he's all cannon, but also all glass at the same time. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna pop in, absolutely just demolish somebody, but then he's like, all right, I've done my part. It's so much harder to escape though once you did pop all those cooldowns. SP trying to see if he converts versus Duel. Lex to follow, he has a trick it. Fiona to Duel, has a trick in case he wants to, does go for a trick it. Whirling Dragon Punch with this images. This images actually could have done enough damage to kill SP. This images could have actually done enough damage. SP still under ton of pressure. I think it may be over. Void Eruption. Oh no. Duel does get hit with a horror at the end. But Ava does go in for 2. Duel does catch 2 at the very, very end though. Well done, boys. Man, yeah, that monk is nuts. Monks are nuts in general. Like, you literally trinketed and you went for Whirling Dragon Punch and those images almost killed SP. Which I always think of those images as like pets, but they're not really pets. They're just a third of his power. So basically still 2/3 of his overall damage is on SP. It's not pets that are just doing very little damage. It's literally him in a way. They are still doing a ton of damage, just only at a reduced rate. It's like, I think you can do like basically with those images 125% more damage, 125% more, but all those pets are basically like a 45% of your damage. So it's like a third, some kind of a number in there. I wouldn't really know. All right, boys, let's get another one going, yeah? Let's get another duel up and running. Another one for the night, boys. We're ready, boys ready? Hey, but do we have a group, my guy? Do we have the boys? Do we have the homies? Because I want to tell you versus Jesus, see how you guys do, see how you guys fare. I've done 10 quarter stars the past like 40 times. Have you gotten the save it for the cell? Have you gotten the have you gotten your auto attack ring? Abe, we need one more. Abe is looking for a +1, boys. If y'all want to join him, join my boy Abe. Hey, honest Abe is looking for y'all. He's looking to get you guys into this group. Monks are a lot on the top letters. Are they really that good right now? I didn't realize. Advoluce, привет, Dalaran, nope, the auto attack ring yet. I got one with some guildies. Credit and guildies helped me out. But yeah. Is that what you're trying to go for? Is auto attack ring? I tried to get on your Death Knight. Or do you have a rogue somewhere? Ah, man. Okay. Did I save that? I hope I did. I saved that. This is the one I got to save. Alright, well, since we got Jesus and we got Boy, since Abe is still looking for more, I guess what we'll do is we'll do Jesus and Boy again, and we'll get Abe here as soon as we can. I can join, but I don't have a lot of gear. Hey, you guys are more than welcome to join up, man. You guys know. Anybody and everybody's welcome. We'll do it like this. We'll get Boy and Jesus back in since they are ready. We'll get Abe Fisker here as soon as his team is ready. We'll just keep it going, boys. I'm gonna get as many duels as I can tonight, man. I'm in a good mood. Awesome, Blackrock. There we go. What's a group finder? You find the groups. Actually, you find the groups in the LFG. You find them in the Raids Legacy section. Just look for 5V5 in the Raids. I guess I'll chat. Remind me. Because somebody after this duel will be like, hey Dal, can you show us how to join 5V5 1v1 duel groups? Remind me about it, because I'll show you guys exactly how to join in if you're looking to join in. You mean a rogue here for Dragonfight? Sheath, I am legitimately looking at all the classes. I'm looking at opportunities. Rogue is one of the classes I'm planning on maining, but it's a competition right there for me. In my head, it's a competition. There's a lot of classes competing for that spot right now. I'm not even kidding. Yes, was lol. Здорово, Глуш. Ты играешь сегодня или что? Ты играешь или что? Нам нужно кто-то, чтобы дуэльный перебил дуэльного монка. Trying to make my best as I can, bro. It's scuffed. That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, man, I sound dumb. Man, I sound dumb. Whatever. So like, what the Twitch? We got us Kazi. Ready to go over for the team 1 versus Advo. These two have been kind of tussling out tonight, man. Full dots out of the Feral Druid, immediately berserking as Advo having to pop every defensive in the world, waiting for a wall for until later. Are you running Curse of Exhaustion? What kind of curse is that? Curse of Fragility? Is that a real curse? Is it going to be playing with the Shivara rather? Has Shivara out in the open. I don't know if I'm going to Shivara is going to make us a Feral Druid, but maybe okay. Swap it out to an Observer. So I have tried to go with a pet that can actually deal with the Feral. Observer is better than a Shivara because it can interrupt and it can steal buffs like Hots from Cozy. And looks like Adva's actually gonna have to go for super far range and resummon your pet. That pet is actually getting blasted out by Cozy. Unless you realize his pet is actually super low on health, this is where Adva could potentially be in a tight spot, because after when it's interrupted, Cozy just needs to swipe it out once and it's done. And it's over. Monk charging out in the middle, not really sure what's going on. Gonna be a big drain by... I got distracted by the monk for a second. I didn't even realize Adva had no health. I got distracted there for a second. That monk zoomed out of nowhere. Maybe that's why he did it. Maybe he thought, oh, okay, Adva is dead. That's what it's supposed to be. But he's trying to see if he can just drop down. Oh, big burst, big kick out of Duel. As Cozy trying to see if he can find tooth and nail and claw to recover. Going for a quick cyclone. Going to be a port for Duel. Rolling back in there. Not giving Cozy a breathing opportunity. He just give him a quick touch and then putting him on the bed. Putting the sweet, sweet kitty cat to bed. Zip up next. Immediately getting a shot. Full sepsis onto Duel. Does he dispel it? He needs to dispel the poison immediately. That sepsis and the full dots is going to be blind to Zip. One full burst, but now he just removed all the dots. Duel most likely dispelled himself of the sepsis, but that blind removes all those bleeds from Zip. So this is where you have to go for a bit of a resetty. As a rogue, you just burned Vendetta. You gotta find a way to deal with the monk. You either gotta play a very, very slow game until your cooldowns are back, or you have to find a way to get back in there and rot him down over time. I'm not really sure which one he's gonna end up doing though, but we'll see. We'll see. Zip is gonna be a hell of a game. Zip definitely has a lot of potential to do damage, but when playing defensively so far, it's been a little bit tougher, and it's a monk too. We can just burst it down in just 2 seconds, getting hit with a sap, try to see maybe we can find Zip, has maybe a few seconds off the eye, maybe actually on top of him, gonna be a quick stab by Zip, at least he's able to keep himself alive here with the saps. Duel is picking up the eye though, actually kind of DR'd. If Duel finds Zip in the right spot, it could be lights out for Zip, has nothing except for evasion and feint, does catch him in a cap. BDB down, doesn't break it, Lexip to follow. If Duel messes up, I think Zip is living, but that's the only way he survives. A big kick, does have an invasion the last second, is able to keep himself alive for a little bit longer. Smoke bomb, maybe to create line of sight, does try to see if he can stealth Zip towards Duel, hit him with a kidney shot, looking for a bit of a reset. And Zip just continuing to run, Monk just charging out at him, it's gonna hit him with a root immediately, hit him with a hamstring as his charging runner flying over his head with a dragon kick, just someone to the Monk, denied Fist of Fury for a little bit, random BDB drops in. And Duel does he have no damage. Fist of Fury locked out Zip, trying to see if he can bail out of them with a Night Fae. But it's going to be a one more kick for Duel. Kidney shot comes out. Wait, Zip does not going out without a fight. He does go for the kidney shot, but I think it may be over. Fought to his very last breath. Fought to the very, very end. Does burn a sepsis onto Duel, trying to see if he can make a play here. But Monk is going to immediately dispel it. Man, that's tough. Akelia trying to see if they might be able to tussle with Duel. I got to figure out his name. Duel is something. I don't even know what. We call him Duel for short. Got himself a flash cap. Akelia charging out little by little. Are you... You gotta be Night Fae, right? There's no way you're not Night Fae. I was about to say, like, are you Necrolord? For some reason, I'm like, okay, Necrolord Affliction. Yeah, that's totally a thing. I mean, I like it personally. It's a cool playstyle, in my opinion. I wish more people played it, but I can see why people don't. In cap onto Akelia. Wait, so isn't Soul Rot, isn't that a disease? Can't Duel actually just remove it? I just thought about it. Isn't Soul Rot a disease, chat? Like, it's a dot, but it's a disease. Like, it counts as a disease. Can it be just purged, just cleansed by Duel? Because he can remove poisons and diseases as a monk. Gonna be an interrupt onto Shadow as Akelia does burn up to get those dots to ramp up a little bit. Gonna be a full second C onto Duel. This is Karma, gonna be good Karma, actually giving him quite a bit of healing. And Kelly is just trying to see if he can maybe tussle through those dots. Let those dots keep burning down the Monk. Monk does go for a dampen harm to potentially reduce some of the damage taken by the Affliction Warlock. Mordecai sending him out in the open, but it's going to be an in-cap to counter him. And Duel is actually taking a bit of damage, playing it very, very defensive. I think he may have to play defensive until next Karma, but this is where Kelly is just not letting him go anywhere. The Fed is going to swing around the corner, potentially go for second to CC, which no longer removes dots anymore. Or, I don't think it is. I think it's supposed to function like a fear nowadays. Gonna be a stun around the corner, doesn't quite catch him. Duel trying to go for as much recovery as much as possible. And that's gonna be Akelia. Just getting hit with a root. Lexi, as the pet gets stunned up, it's gonna be images for Superior flying. Akelia does have a bit of defense. That's gonna be reflect. I don't really know if he can reflect much versus the monk. Gonna be immediate pet sack. Trick inside of it. Rolling jack up to follow fear by Akelia. Doesn't get a dot, at least in between of it. With a drain left short recover health from Duel, but he doesn't get an absorb unless you're able to attack the health of the monk you're not able to get much healing from Drain Life. So him having a shield actually prevents you from being able to heal properly. Another fear, potentially Kelly doesn't have any more mobility, trying to go for a bit of a drain, touch of death to follow. And Duel just doesn't let him out of the sight at all. He's going to be up next. Is he just going to go crushing him down? Big Vendetta? No, I think he's just trying to see if he can rot it down him. There's going to be a flash cut trying to give him life trinkets with an intro. Trying not to let Duel recover. Fist for you, but I think the dots have set in. And the monk does go down. Yi decided, you know what? I'm not going to commit big damage just yet. Bib up next. Whoever gets the first stun here with a Vendetta, I think maybe just win. Disarm for disarm. You building up calm points. Look up to get a stun immediately. Doesn't get a stun with some Bib. Let's go for the big Vendetta. This is what Bib needs to trick it or something. Anything right now. He's actually just gonna rot down unless you got anything. Cloaker Shadows. Let's get interrupted for a second. The blaze is still on you. Unless he actually took down. Got a Vendetta of his own. Vanish to follow. Trying to see if he can catch you, but he can't quite do it. That's gonna be a blind onto you. But Bib, do you have dots on you? He doesn't. Wait, he actually is alive, but the Kevin Slime is gonna be on him. Into a Resonator blinded though. Oh, Trinkets out of it, trying to keep the pressure rolling, trying not to deny Yi the victory, but the kid is trying to catch them, and I think Yi gets him. Oh my god, these rogues are so deadly. What are these rogues? Jesus is going to be up next, trying to see if he can maybe take down Yi. A couple of death coils, and it's going to be over as an Unholy Death Knight. I think Jesus does well as a Frost, but he definitely does a lot better, I think, in my opinion, from what we've seen. As an Unholy. Shackle onto the Abomination, stun permanently. Jesus with an AMS to try to remove ADCC from SP. SP's got us stuck in place. Gonna be a Trinket. Great Fate to follow. May have to go for a Disperse. Trying to see, I think, trying to go for a Goblin Racial, but that's gonna be Jesus yoinking Min there. He's like, I don't want to mess with you games. I don't want to mess with these tricks. I just want to take you down. Silence on the SP. May have to. No more Disperse. Definitely needs to pop every defensive available. Fear on Jesus. Doesn't have a way to break out of it. Flash count to follow. No way to interrupt it. Interrupts SP and Shadow set. SP may be in a bit of trouble right now at all. Got himself one Void Bolt out at the end. There's not much you can do. When you get a mauled by an Unholy Death Knight like that, there's only so much you can do. Jesus at the end though, sweeping it. Well done. Monk actually was quite a competitor there. The Monkus was holding his ground for a while, wasn't he? Well then, there it is. Alright, let's get another going, yeah? Abe is ready, let's go. Jesus is ready, we could go Abe versus Jesus or Abe versus Boy. One or the other. Should we give Jesus a try? Because I think Jesus... There's one person on this team didn't get a chance to play, but for Boy's team... Wait, which one of you has the Monk? Is this Jesus with a Monk? Is it Jesus with a Monk? Or is it Boy with a Monk? Is Boy looking for more? Looks like they are looking for at least +1. Okay. If Jesus is with a Monk, I kind of want to give that Monk a bit of a break because I feel like that Monk played a lot. You lose about playing Necrolar build. But it's so fun! I just wish it was more better. I just wish it was better, Abe. I just wish it was better. Isn't Affliction Necrolar stronger one target burst build? Technically, yes, but yeah, you do lose a lot. You lose mobility, you lose a pretty easy ability, you do lose that drain playstyle. You have to cast a lot in order to make it work, but I think in 3s maybe you can make it work, but like, yeah, it's... Man, I don't know. This should have maybe made it a little bit better, yeah? Maybe a little bit stronger. No Combust Fire Mage. I gotta try it out, Dank. I gotta try it out. Looney, by the way, I like the Smogs. I like that second one a lot. I think it looks great. Which one was good too? I like that second a lot. Like the shield on the first one more. Personally. Alright, I guess we'll do A versus Jesus since Boy isn't ready. I wanted to give that Monk a bit of a break. Just because I feel like that Monk played a lot. I don't want to make some of these duels just all monks, and more monk gameplay. You know what I mean? Oh, how to apply. Okay, here we go. How to join the group. So if you guys want to join 5V5 1v1 groups, Boy's actually looking for some dungeon raids, pre-made groups, and you go to Raids Legacy. It's weird, I know, but this is how we find our groups. Boy, if you want to list your group in Raids Legacy, you'll have a much easier time finding boys, because cross-faction can be used that way. That or join our community. Over links to the community in the description, in the Discord. So you can find our Discord link in the description, or if maybe you get the code. So you join the community, and this way you can just join groups. This way you can have an easier time looking for groups, join groups. If you guys actually join the groups, join the community. I forgot this arena exists. 12 are on arena. Good luck, boys. Oh, wait, we got monk versus monk. Awesome. Okay, cool. We got monkeys versus monkeys. Maybe they'll end up blasting each other out of smithereens. Then everybody else get a chance to play. Alrighty, boys. Let's have ourselves a good old time in the 5V5 1V1 Duels. Yeah. Okay, I don't remember if I said that or not. Well, I can't even go. I can't even go and check. It's okay. Whatever. So, Twitch. I'm getting you guys attitude right now. I don't even know why. We got us as a bib gonna be first up versus Kiosku. And Kiosku switched out to a human male. I like the mog actually. I like that a lot. Green and purple. Big fan of that. That actually looks so good. Dropping on grenades. That's gonna be moving than Vendetta. Kiosku definitely needs to go for feint death as soon as possible. Bib one for a Phantom Knives. Freeze the trap as soon as he sees him. This is where Bib makes choice. Do I trick it or do I not? Panic in his eyes. Do I trick it? Do I not? Do I? No. He decides against it. Decides to just hold his ground until later. Still has a Vendetta technical roll on Kiosku. Doesn't it get removed? Doesn't it get removed when you feint death though? Am I wrong on that? I may be wrong on that. Doesn't it? I think it still shows up as a buff for a bib, but I think it may not be on Kiosku anymore. Gonna be Kiosku trying to see if he can blast out a bib. Get a shot to follow as a death check comes on him. Kiosku has a way to break out of that shackle. It has gonna be a way to break out of that resonator trinket, freezing up a bib in place as it sends the daggers out. Gonna be a flash cut for Kiosku looking for a bit of recovery. Try to give himself a life here. Got himself plenty of survivability. A bib doing exactly the same thing. Flash cut for Clashcraft. And all a bib needs to do is build some calm points, land another stun on Kiosku, let those dots fly, get that shift to empower those bleeds, and you'll be in a fantastic spot as Kiosku is looking for a bit of a reset behind the pillar. Waiting out for a bib as best as he can. Just gotta give it some time. A bib got plenty of damage built up on the pet. Eventually the pet is gonna be rotting down over time too. So it's actually fantastic for the rogue. Steel trap waiting for him though. At this point he must have the calm points. He just needs to make sure he got a little bit of a wider reach so he can avoid these traps. But Kiosku using these massive pillars, which I'm not a big fan of, but he's using these pillars in order to make sure that he got himself plenty of cover, plenty of hide away from a bib. Deciding the peg get rotted down. A bib seeing the 100 poke out is going to be stunned immediately with a death shock from Kiosku on him for full damage. Still trying to avoid a bib. Lacing traps around the corner for him, making sure that a bib has no way to engage the Kiosku at all. A bib, he has a choice: either stick around and keep building comp points over that pet, or go and find a way to maybe get a setup versus Kiosku. That's all you could really do. He's trying to get aggressive with the pet, but he doesn't really run Kiosku either. If you wait too long, there's going to be yet another stun. You will have a ticket for this one, but that's going to be yet another stun. At some point, you just have to commit. You either have to just keep chasing after Kiosku, or you just have to try to see if you can break out of the freeze. That's going to be a free. Oh, still trap, but the freeze beats him around the corner, just stops and distracts the Kiosku, leaving even more traps for him. But at this point, he should have nothing. If a bib has any more mobility, if you can just shadow step, you can commit something. Kiosku is on an approach, extra stun, get aggressive in your face right now. This is a perfect opportunity. Evasion for a bib, has a Vendetta back up, could potentially have a go versus Kiosku. Kiosku will not have a human ratio for this one. Maybe we'll have a pet sack, but if he had a human ratio before, he doesn't have it, unless he's been saving it for this moment right here. A bib needs to make a play though. The longer he waits, the worse he's gonna get for him. Needs a flash cut right now. Kiosku trying to see if he can stop it. This perfect opportunity. Does get an intro. This is why a bib needs to make a play right here, right now. This is time to do it. Chakram is not gonna give him much to work with. Cloak of Shadows could be used right here. This is where you need to make a play, but for Kiosku, just whittling down, chipping away at a bib is exactly what he needs. It could be anyone's game. A bib could either turn this around, 100-0 Kiosku, freezing trap waiting for him. Kiosku just trying to bait out the rogue onto it. It's either you just 100 all of him, or the next go by Kiosku. I think it may be over for a bib. He's limited on time, limited on defensives, limited on what he can really do. The pet keeps harassing a bib over and over and over. The dots keep running him down. The grenades are whittling him away little by little, and eventually you're gonna wither away. Steel trap as he tries to poke around. Kiosku getting even more dots onto a bib. A bib trying to see if he can close the gap. Freezing trap doesn't stop him. Doesn't commit cooldowns though, so it's okay. Does Kiosku have a stun? The bib has a trigger for it. So if you stun him, Chicken is there. Just shock him. Not going to feel great. Got himself to pick up. There's going to be an explosive hit. Quite a bit of damage on top of it too. 4 minutes of the duel. Dampen is going to be pretty tough. Stun onto a bib. Has a trigger for it. This way you need to make a play. Does get a stun onto Kiosku, but the freezing trap waiting for him. Oh my goodness, but now Kiosk actually has nothing left, and Bib has a vanish in case he wants to use it to close the gap. Try to see maybe if he can use vanish in order to get repositioned, but Flare meets him. Does get the pet actually killed off, but Kiosk with a kill shot waiting for him. He just had to play the long game until he finally gets him. That freeze, man, this is why you need to go early, because if that freeze is on cooldown, if you just got frozen, it's on cooldown, now it's time to do it. There's only so much you can do to stop your go, and you just gotta make a play, man. You gotta make a play. I understand you gotta find the right opportunity, and patience of virtue and all that, but at some point you just gotta go. Definitely at some point you just gotta go. Huge Buttman getting mad blast out of Kiosk. Also, by the way, Kevin Slimy just saw from around the corner. Literally ate a freezing trap. Fire Elemental chased after Kiosk. That's why Huge needs to get some totems down. Some slow totems onto Kiosk. Sky Fury gonna take it out. That Fire LA is actually doing quite a bit of damage to Kiosk. As long as you keep him out in the open, that'll be fine. Huge with that Wolf form. Just trying to see if he can catch up. Massive Earthshock. Kiosk trying not to get buried in this Earthshock as best as he can. Is there dots knocking out the pet, putting him out in the open? That's actually a perfect knock for Huge. That's actually awesome. Trinkets out of that stun, freezing trap around the corner. As long as he doesn't run into it, he'll be okay. I don't know if he's got Kevin Summer Summon to run into those things or whatnot. Or maybe send out Earth Elemental. Earth Elemental could actually be like the Minesweeper for you. In a way, Earth Elemental could be the perfect Minesweeper chasing after Kiosk. That's not a bad move, actually. It will force Kiosk to get up and melee with you. As Kiosk just try to see if he can just keep cutting it out as best as possible. Lava Burst flying in. Huge knows he just needs one good proc of Lava Burst, and he uses Golden. He just needs a good proc. Earth Elemental join in. It is going to be slowed down by the charge trap. But for Kiosk, it may be harder to actually get some traps onto Huge. Earthshock to follow. Try to see if he can blast him. The trap does hit him, but the Earth Elemental should be able to swing around the corner. Where is that thing? Oh, it's trapped in this seal trap. Oh no, but it is going to be able to force Kiosk on top of their Earth Ellie at the very least. Dropping down more traps, slow totem around the corner. Kiosk using disengage to free himself. Oh, wait, he kind of slows. And the Earth Ellie's back on him, stuns him. This works Huge. Could be an opportunity. Hex out to Kiosk. Have himself big Lava Burst. He's looking for a proc. Frost Shock just to keep him rolling. It's going to be Turtle Trap. Turtle Shell. Freezing Trap onto Huge. It's going to be a Manic Bandage. Earth Elemental is going to be able to catch him. Kiosk does go for a camo, but it's something who's going to keep him out in the open. I think maybe a Flame Shock on the pet. If Huge is keeping a Flame Shock on the pet, that's massive. You got to keep a Flame Shock on the pet at all times. That will deny camo for Kiosk and going to give you more procs in general. Huge has to play a little bit more patiently. As soon as these steel traps, freezing traps are all gone, then you can make a big play. Death Shock and Kiosk trying to make a play right now. Huge knocking the pet back for a second. Not really taking the most amount of damage. With Jack McKenzie with a donut, my man. Hey, can we get a hashtag Jag boys in chat? Jack McKenzie with our 5 big bones on EU. Thank you so much, my guy. I appreciate you, my man. Glad you joined the duels. Flash Guy for a Huge, and Kiosk is just going to be chilling behind the pillar with a Manic Bandage. No more Earth Elemental, but maybe Huge can get himself a Fire Ellie. Fire Ellie is engaged. If you can stay, give the Fire Ellie aggro on Kiosk. It looks like Fire Ellie is trying to kind of center turret Kiosk. It's not really running after him. He's trying to hit him. Another freezing trap. You could shrink it. Chooses to into an interrupted Kiosk. Trying to get some damage in. Lava Burst flying in. Big procs. With literally 4 Lava Bursts in a Kiosk with a Sky Fury around the corner. Kiosk. If you eat multiple Lava Bursts like that, it's over. Manic Bandage around the corner. First, Fire Ellie, what are you doing? I am disappointed in that Fire Ellie. That Fire Ellie knows the Kiosk is there. Could be running after him. Could be trying to aggro him. But he's just not doing it. Lava Burst available for Huge. Static Totem or Sun Totem or Sun Totem. Stun. Lassa onto Kiosk finally, but the freezing trap does stop him. Lava Burst flying out again. Earthshock around the corner. Huge just needs a little bit more mobility. Man, this is why I'm not a big fan of this arena. These pillars are just massive. And it gives classes like Hunters, Rogues, and Pharaohs, and Monks way too much of an advantage. That's why I try to avoid this arena as best as I can, boys, because it's just... I'm not a big fan. Like, I think Kiosk can win without having to run around the corner. It's just a safer route to just run circles around the corner. It's actually making me kind of dizzy. Legit making me a little dizzy. Lightning last on to Kiosk. Does Huge maybe knock him out away from the pillar? He may just have to Sky Fury, forcing Kiosk to focus on the Sky Fury. Lava Burst with an Earthshock. Kiosk could just go down right here. If only Huge just has one more global. It's going to be Death Shock on him. Does go for a wall. Healing Surge to follow. And Kiosk goes with a Manic Bandage behind the pillar as he goes in for a quick feint. Pet also not dotted up. That is unfortunate. Do you see the Kevin Slime? You may have been able to actually see the Kevin Slime. I don't know if that guy gets a stealth. A camo, like the Hunter and Sped do. 9 minutes of the duel, 25% damp, but a Huge. Just stick it to his guns, continuing to chase after Kiosk. If he knows that the freezing trap is right there, he may be able to get around pretty easily. Stunned by Kiosk, steel trap to follow. Huge just needs to play the long haul game. Eventually, I feel like his work is going to pay off. Eventually his work is gonna pay off. But until then, it's gonna be kind of rough. It's gonna be, what is it? A totem. I saw you pet attack a totem. I thought maybe it was like some kind of fort totem. I think it's a grounding, not earthbound totem. That's what it is. Man. Skyfury available for huge. Just have a fire alley available. Maybe the fire alley will be useful. Some toy. I'm actually very, very disappointed with some of these pets, man. Shaman pets. Like Earth Elemental is kind of useful at times. But like the Primal Fire Alley, he's just walking around, does nothing. Look at the guy. Look at him. He sees Kioska. He sees the pet. He's just standing out there. Unless you have the pet literally on pacify, it doesn't look like it does much. Like the last one to Kioska, does go for a pet stack, reducing a lot of that crit damage from the lasso. Stun to huge. Does have a trigger for it. Maybe potentially wall. Big Earth Shock onto Kioska. Frost Shock to keep him running. There's going to be Steel Trap around the corner. Trying to keep him some moon while casting. But Steel Trap is just going to stop him with a freezing trap, freezing him. 10 minutes of the duel. 33% dampener. What is this? FFS? Yeah, this is why I normally don't do this arena sub. This is why I try not to do this arena. Chrysler's a fan of this arena. That's like he's the only one that I know. I think everybody else hates this. I definitely don't like this arena for duels. It's way too big. That and Maldraxxus, I love Maldraxxus arena visually, but it's way too big for 5v5 1v1 duels. Way too big. You get a very similar situation. It's like when the pillar is way too big, mobility classes could just abuse the hell out of it. And they'll just run corners, and there's nothing you can really do. That's the worst part about it. It's just you just can just sit behind the pillar because it's safer play. Like Kioska could go in, just win this game early, but I think he's playing the pillar to play it safe, so you can fight Advo, Duel, Jesus, so you can not burn all the cooldowns at once. He could win without the pillar easily. He doesn't need it, but it's much safer to do so. Knock back into Kioska, has some cooldowns, leaping in towards Huge with a wall with the Earth Elemental, and the Death Chakra does end up. I didn't even see the Death Chakra go, but I guess it went so fast, it did end up taking him out. That is super unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Advo tried to see maybe if he could play versus Kioska, playing some Demonology this time around. I do like your Witch Hat, by the way. I didn't comment on the last duel, but I like your Witch Hat. I think it looks good. Kioska tried to see if he could stun down. Advo tried to see if he could stun down Kioska. Tyrant actually getting frozen, getting been tricking. Advo decides, you know what? I'm tricking. I'm getting Tyrant on this guy either way. Second stun to Kioska, getting him out of camera. The Tyrant trying to see if he can charge at him, but the Tyrant doesn't really try to cast the Kioska. Maybe now it will potentially. The Turtle fully up, and Kioska tried to see if he can tank up inside the Turtle. Maybe Tyrant got one good cast in there, potentially, but I'm not convinced. All these pets are still after Kioska. At least you can Steel Trap all these pets, so eventually they are going to rot down the Hunter. Freezing Jump around the corner, one of these pets attacks it, but one of the Demon Dog is still charging out. Here's the one Demon Dog and trying to see if he can stay out of it as best as possible. Here's the one good boy. Oh, the good boy despawned. The Felguard's still on him. I would just use another set of pets. A couple more Demon Doggos and you'll be good to go. Maybe the Felguard will be enough. Demon Dog is charging out of the corner, looking for the Dread Bite. Potentially Kioska with a Fade Death Freeze in one of the Doggos, but it's going to be the pets. Actually taunting him. He literally sat down for some food. He faded death, get his pet to taunt the Felguard, sat down to get whatever food he can. From Magic, yes. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. And it's going to be the Felguard just absolutely decimating Kioska. Trying to do whatever he can. Mortar Coil. Kioska with all these pets stunned. There it is. Ava just needed to wait until he gets himself in a good position. Mortar Coil the guy. Send Demon Doggos because that'll be enough of a burst to push the man over the edge. Awesome is going to be up next. I like your Mog. I like that hazel color. I'm a big fan. Gonna be immediate ages for this man. Just trying to play it super tanky. Fist of Fury versus Ava. Got Wall as well. Dark back with a trick and fear onto Allison. Potentially could want to trick it. Decimated bolt out of Adva. What the? Awesome, where are you going? Awesome, he's just going for a climb, just scaling up the arena. He's trying to see if he can get out. He doesn't want to fight Adva in here. Gonna be a port, literally running away from the guy. And it's gonna be a drain by Adva, looking for a bit of recovery. Awesome, trying to see if he can just give the Felguard away. Just see, just walking up the corner. I don't think I've ever seen anybody walk up that. What if he just kept in fear? Would you go all the way up? Could he pass up there? That'd be hilarious. Stun into Awesome. Trying to maybe get himself a proc or spinning Queen Kick, but that's going to be a carbon to follow flesh cap for Adva. No interrupt available. Actually, Awesome could have interrupted. He just didn't. I think he just committed all offensive abilities. I don't know why he didn't interrupt the flesh cap. He just didn't even, unless maybe he was going back up at the very last second. Trying to run the corner. Awesome, unless you got some of these pets are actually just rampaging. Oh my god. He dropped down an obby and the guy didn't kill it. That's why. You gotta reach out for them obbies. I was charging out at Magic. Is it Magic first? Looks like it is going to be Magic. Too fast backed up out of there. Magic, yes. Has all these Demon Doggers charge at him. I think he was able to avoid the Dread Bite. He like literally kept running past it. Am I wrong on that? Or am I right? Advo setting up a gateway so he can get himself a little bit of a better reposition behind the pillar. Magic is still running out with a Fleshcraft shield. He has a pretty beefy one so far. Advo definitely needs to get himself some defenses. Going for a bit of first aid. Put his main pet back. What are the imp? This little lone imp. This little lone ranger imp. Still trying to see if we can catch him. We're gonna see if we can get an angle of this guy. Okay, it's too far. Despawned. Demon Dog is charging out. It's gonna be Magic yes with the Icy Veins. Trying to see if he can maximize damage, but Advo just avoiding him like the plague. Unless Magic goes in for a shimmer. Shimmer around the corner. Mortal Coil by Advo with the fear right after. Magic burning a trinket, interrupting the Advo on fear. But it's going to be a pet sack on top or pet stun on top of it. Handle go down, joining for Advo. Magic still has cooldowns. Deathborn is up, but the pets are only thing that he could really hit. Got himself images of his own. Maybe those will be able to help slow down Advo a little bit. It looks like all these images have disappeared. Maybe Magic has just took so much image from these pets. Goes for an Ice Bug and looking for that recovery at 64% dampener. There's only so much you could really do. Only so much you can really do. Advo with a bit of that dark back, get himself a little bit of a defense to work with. Interrupt onto Magic, yes, so blinks away, but these pets are still on you. It's going to be a Felguard spinning towards you. I think you're just kind of surrounded by all these pets with Decimated Bolt, letting Advo set up a Fatty execute, and Advo actually could take this damage into the next road that's there, bursted up, I guess. Is it going to be a Cyrex potentially? I like your eyes, by the way. Oh, those are cool. Are those normal? I guess they are. Stuns the rug out in the open. You have a Demon Bolt. Demon Dog is already. Demon Bolt is going to be huge. Big blaster. Second pet. Tyrant to follow. Trying to see if he can interrupt it. Does not really get an interruptor. That's also going to be a full obelisk. It's going to be Cyrex in big trouble. Advantage to follow. One more blast was out by the Doom Tyrant. And Cyrex just Cloak of Shadows bails out of it completely. Advo, unless you pick up the eyes, there's no way these pets catch up to him fast enough, yeah? This Felguards and Wrathguard are trucking along. They're trying their very, very best. The Demon Doggers were charging up for a second. Advo decides, you know what? I kind of need to get this guy out the open. The next one of the pets can swing around the corner. Stun. That's going to be double Felguard chopping him up right now. Wait, is that going to be enough? Actually, wait, the Felguards could just pick him out. Demon Doggers charge in. Had him marked for ready, but couldn't quite commit. But Too Fast is going to be up next. Trying to see if he may be able to take down Advo speedily. He should be aware that Advo no longer has a pet stun anymore. He just used the pet Axe Toss on the other rogue, Cyrex. So he will not have that CC combo in the opener, I don't think. Dark back to middle for Advo trying to take up. Gonna be Demon Dog is charging in. Mortal Coil into Too Fast. Does he have a stun? Now he has an Axe Toss. This is where he should have went a little early. Decimated Bolt hits him even though Cloak of Shadows. I think Decimated Bolt still does amplify your next few Demon Bolts. Even if your Cloak of Shadows of it. I think this Decimated Bolt won't do damage directly, but it will still snapshot the damage buff. So for Advo, there still could be a decent buff for Demon Bolts. It's not the greatest, right? You're not going to be hitting it for like, 60k or anything like that. But it's a decent number. Like it's going to be 100% crit too. So you are going to be able to get resources as well. So it's good. Sap onto main Felguard. The pet will eventually attack Too Fast as long as you have the eyes. Should be able to maybe get him out in the open. Looks like the eyes do dissipate. No eyes available. Too Fast gets himself an opportunity to at least decide when he wants to open up versus Advo. Will not force the Warlock to stop him in the opener. Knows there's always going to be that pet stun in immediately of the bat. The pet stun most likely is going to hit him. Actually, yeah, there it goes. As he goes for the Kyrian. Decimal Bolt getting reset up. Too Fast actually has the Demon Doggers on him now. And no more Cloak of Shadows. That actually is not bad for him. Tyrant is up and running. Too Fast, there's nowhere to go. Actually, I think it's just over. Wait, does Advo just take him out? Just overpowered this rogue? Oh my god, Advo! And he was nowhere to be found at the very end. He was bailed out of there. Nope, I ain't gonna hang out there at all. Advo with a 1v5? I didn't even realize that man went for a 1v5. After the long duel we had versus my boy Huge and Kiosco. A long duel, but Advo apparently came back with a 1v5, bro! You're insane. Demonology is really good now, huh? Seems pretty good. Alright, let's get another one going, boys, yeah? Alright, yo, do we have a group? Yo, boy, Jesus is ready. I know you're ready. I know you're ready. Boy, do we have a group? I think we gotta get Jesus back in here. I think, was it Jesus' group that barely got to play? I think it was Jesus' group that barely got to play. Yeah, actually. Check out Dragonfly channel and something weird in the calculator. Wait, okay, hold on. I will. Alright, yo, boy, do you have a group or how we doing? I'm not ever gonna stand in pillar, I promise. I feel it's you gotta play. You You gotta win, right? Everybody gotta win. Everybody gotta do the thing. Boy needs one more. Boy, if you switch your group to Raids Legacy. Boy, if you do this real quick. Dungeons and Raids, Premier Group, put in Raids Legacy. I know we're not literally raiding, but trust me, put in Raids Legacy. Start a group called 5V5 1V1 Duel. This way you can invite Alliance and Horde into your group for cross-faction goodness. So, put it there. As soon as we see it, the boys, you're more than welcome to join in. We get boy +1. We'll get you in here. But yo, hey, you just gotta play how you gotta play, man. You know what I mean? Like, what? Who am I to blow against the wind? Like, people are trying to win these games, man. They're not trying to lose them. So I can't blame ya. That's how I feel about it. You know, that's just how I feel about it. People are just trying to play to win, and I can't blame ya. I really did mean it though. I don't think you actually need the pillar to kill. I think you'll actually fight. I think you're chilling. It says glide momentum like it doesn't sound right. Yes, glide does work. That's intended. Hey, there you are. If you guys want to join, more than welcome to. Did it correctly? Yes, he did. Yeah. I just got a 265 trick and failed off RCN. From faded? Let's go. I don't know why Red is failed. I guess I'm not used to seeing faded, but faded raids are a thing. If not people want to see what happens out in Pillar, then to see it. Okay. Hey, Casco, you do you, my man. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. You do you. Don't worry about what other people say, yeah? Yes. Jake, yes, it does work with glide. It's intended. I think there was even a blue post that says yes, it's intended. Right now, what's it doing? It's like it's supposed to refresh 6 seconds of bonus damage. Right now, it's like add 6 seconds, 12 seconds, 18 seconds. It keeps going, adding. But yes, glide is intended. Why does this exist? Perma 20% damage increase. Why does that exist? Only for perma 12%. So it's not supposed. I think what they wanted to do is to make momentum build a thing. Like when you're using movement abilities, you gain damage buffs, and the idea is to utilize your movement abilities in such a way so that you are encouraged to move. You are encouraged to use your movement skills to keep a damage buff, to keep Demon Hunters like that unique movement focused playstyle. I think it's really cool on paper. The Hunt, Fell Rush, Vengeful Retreat by themselves, not everybody likes it though. Because it doesn't, like, you have to keep reapplying these buffs, and it also limits your mobility because you have to use your mobility options to do damage. But now that you can glide to proc it, I guess it doesn't feel that bad. But it is going to give you like a weird playstyle, like you have to jump and then glide, and you'll basically be always constantly shifting around moving. I guess it's cool because it still keeps Demon Hunters mobile and using mobility abilities all the time in mid-rotation. Like no other class does that, so it's unique. But I'm wondering like if that will get annoying after a while. You know what I mean? I wonder if that will get annoying after a while, because it almost feels like you're fidgeting all the time. But I don't know, like, I guess Demon Hunters also do have in the past I've had rotations as easy as Demons Bite, Chaos Strike, Demons Bite, Chaos. Basically a 2-button rotation for the most part. So I wonder like using gliding between all that, like, will that feel terrible? That won't really work as well, I don't think, if your rotation gets more complex in Dragonflight. If your rotation becomes a lot more complex, then it's probably going to feel like a bloat, maybe. But if you keep like a simple playstyle, simple passives, and momentum, it just do like quick glides around here and there, while saving Fell Rush and Retreat for bigger mobility options. Like that might be a lot bad, I think. I wonder if people will find a way to like cheese it, right? You'll jump and you'll glide, so you get like the least amount of movement, but you're constantly adjusting. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing. It'll get a lot of feedback though. Ready? Let's go. Let's get you in here, boys. What do we queue versus? Is Jesus or Abe? I think Jesus said he's ready, yeah? Those are Jesus and boy. And Jesus. What arenas are we gonna get now? Is my question. Are we getting a Blackrook Hold? Give me a Blackrook Hold. I like Blackrook Hold. Ashermain, okay. It's been a bit since we've done Ashermain. I'm okay with that. Some of these arenas I'm a big fan of, and others not really. I think Ashermain has, oh god, it's a lot of casters. Let's go. Rogues and dude, we got like a full dot squad on the left hand side with a pet summoner, but we got literally a dot squad on the left, I mean periodic damage on the left, and we got variety on the right. I'm loving these, dude. Look at this. When's the last time you've seen this many casters on a duel? Am I right? I mean, come on. But yeah, Jake, that is part of the playstyle. I need to try it out, man. I need to try to see how glide works as a gameplay option, because it may not feel terrible, man. I just need to give it like a keybind or something. because I don't like doing double jump and glide, double jump glide. I'll need just to give it like a gameplay thing, like just a button somewhere. So I'll just use it in between. Like I'll just do like a quick jump. I wonder if you could like glide when like just moving though. So you could like small little glides without having to jump. We'll see though. I'll need to figure out what I want to do with it. Alrighty boys. Switch. We got ourselves the Dot and Rod caster squad together with a Kelia. We got ourselves a Spear on that team as well as a Doom. I'm loving that mug. I like how the red hat and the green shoulders don't really work together, but I like the way it looks overall. Yee gonna be first up versus Duel. Hit him with a kidney shot immediately. Not forcing a trick out of him just yet. It's gonna be evasion. No cooldowns on a Yee just yet. It looks like Duel is just taking a little bit of Dot and Rod damage into immediate blind. Doesn't fit Fear flying in. Duel could potentially trinket it. Has Zuen on Yee. It looks like the images and Zuen are gonna keep the rogue in combat, denying him any kind of stealth or retreat into darkness. He also got Zip on that team as well. Full rotten Dot squad team, man. It's not even a caster squad, it's like a Dot and Rod team. Get a shot by Yee. Does he go for the Big Vendetta? Is this where he's going to commit cooldowns? It's going to be Big Vendetta. Does well have an answer. It's going to be immediate karma trying to reverse the damage back into Yee. Yee has a Cloak of Shadows. Maybe want to use it. Duel still rotting down. Got himself a little bit of a shield. Yee with an evasion, Cloak of Shadows. Duel still rotting quite a bit. The dots have ticked out pretty quickly. There's a Fury flying in. It looks like Yee potentially could be in a bit of trouble. Disarm for Duel will deny him. Fist of Fury. Does he have another kidney shot? Another kidney trick inside of a Touch of Death, but that's going to be Cheat Death. Touch of Death versus Cheat. Looks like the Touch beats the cheater with a flash cut to follow. Yee continue to fight and play the game. Does get interrupted. Does not have a kidney shot for Duel for a while. Shadow step and try to get an interrupt. Fist of Fury flying in. Avoiding it. Is he zapped down? Wait, he's still alive. Chi, flash capped. Unless he goes for a restart. I think that's all he can really do. Does he just die here? Sippy cup. He lives. This man lived. I can't believe Duel is trying to see if he can deny him the life. In cap to follow. I think it's just over. Oh my god, it just kicked his head off. He's an undead, so he just won't pop. It's up in the air. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that was so good though. What's up, Wacky? How you doing, my man? I'm real fat. Appreciate you, my guy. Fear. As a Kelly, trying to see if he could rod down Duel. Gonna be death. Did you bolt him? Just hit him with a death bolt? Duel just trying to see if he could tank this up as much as possible. Did Kelly have the full? You did death bolt him, but I don't think you had the most amount of dot damage ever. I think you just rodded him up with a couple of dots and then death bolted him against maybe for like sustain. Gonna be a Kelly getting locked down with Fist of Fury. Dell practice keeping him alive. Got himself plenty of healing to follow as well. Duel jumping out Zuen. There's gonna be quite a bit of damage. Let's see what BDB on top of it. Should gonna reflect as well as an Aegis. Out for Akelia to try to reduce a lot of the magic damage. Fear onto Duel. Try to see if he can load him up with even more dots. Now it's gonna be Vivifies back to back for Duel. Try to keep Akelia rooted. Is there a pet with you? He does play the Incubus pet. So he does play the Incubus, but the Incubus is focused down on Zuen. Try to see if he can swing around toward Duel. With a Mortal Coil, Fear to follow right after, but actually Duel tried to see if he can interrupt it, went for a jab, Fear, but actually he interrupted nothing. Into Karma as the Dark Drain comes out. The Drain comes out, but Duel had the Karma and just reverse all that damage back. Playing good Karma, which is unusual for monks. Normally most of them play Ring of Peace. Isn't good Karma increases the amount of Absorbios to get with Karma, how much damage you can redirect back to the target. I know there's a healing element to it, but I think it also increases the overall redirection value. Azay is going to be up next. Got himself the full pet, trying to see if he can keep it up and lively versus Duel as he's having to send it behind the pillar, behind the corner. Maybe can swing around. Does get the quick interrupt with a quick Felguard, or Fel Hunter? Isn't it supposed to be a little Fel Hunter you summon when you interrupt them? Or am I wrong on that? Azay has an interrupt. Does it not summon a pet anymore? Is that not a thing? Maybe they changed a while back. As it looks like Duel just absolutely blasts out that Tyrant. Felguard does not even give it an opportunity. Actually, it's a Wrathguard. It's not quite a Felguard. It's basically the same as a Felguard functionality, but the pet is a Wrathguard. That thing just, just getting blasted out by the monk. Jabbed it, couple of kicks, taking it out. So for Azay, he's gonna have to be very, very careful to keep the pet alive. Felguard swinging around the corner, stun locking Duel out in the open. Decimate bolt right after. Fear, but it's gonna be Duel backing up out of there. Does Azay commit a Tyrant while he has two pets up and running? Summoning Demon Doggers. This is where you want to commit some damage. Lex Sweep onto the Warlock. He does pour it out of the immediately. Wall with a Tyrant right after with a head of dots. Drop it in, try to slam down some hands out of Duel. Sending out Demon Bolts with the Mortal Coil. The pet. The Tyrant should be able to blast him out for quite a bit. Stun from a distance as more hand of Goldans are coming down. Duel is just not deterred at all. He just tried to stay on the Zay as best as possible, rolling behind the pillar for some cover. As I say, catching him with a drain. Pet swinging around the corner. Duel is just out there, continuing to verify himself back to full. As Zay needs himself another set of pets if he wants to win. He needs himself another set of Demon Doggers, maybe another Felguard around the corner. I think that may be enough to help him set Duel over the edge. The Felguard may just die, dude. The Wrathguard may just actually die. It looks like the monk is focusing on that thing pretty hard. Decimating Bolt, quite a bit of a damage buff. Not the biggest, but it is sizable. Gonna be a brew for Duel. Trying to give himself a bit of fortification here. Vivifies are continuing to get spammed out. As soon as he doesn't have the line of sight of SA, he just spamming out them Vivifies as much as possible. Lexium onto him in the pet. BDB down with images as well. Visifear to follow. Does he got the biggest damage possible? Oh, Trinkets for it. Jessica can land the kill on him. With Aspie gonna be up next, and Shadowpriest having to hold the fort on his team. He's gonna have to go for a couple of VPs onto those pets. But maybe Duel is gonna go for a couple of VPs. Likely. 5 minutes into the duel. 5% dampener. Have himself a full flesh craft, and the speed slowly approaching him. BDB randomly dropping onto Duel, but looks like he's plenty healthy. Looks like it's fairly okay. No more trinkets, so maybe for SB there's could be an opportunity here. Gonna be a Resonator stun, trying to get some horrified bolts onto Duel. Does catch at least one. That's gonna be a Resonator with a silence as well as a Mind Games on the Duel. Goes in for the Karma, but the Karma I think actually does damage back to him. So he's only limited on what he can really do. He's actually trying to see maybe he can get himself a heal, but while the Mind Game's on you, there's only so much you can. SB trying to charge out, Shadow Crash around the corner while PI is on him. Were you using Megalomania at the very beginning, or is that I don't think you did Megalomania. Are you running Megalomania this time? I think you may be. Oh, he doesn't run Megalomania, so that was all Megalomania right now. Mind control onto Duel. Try to see if he can CC him into an incap. Doesn't have an interrupt properly. There goes the MC, but the fist is still flying on him. SP has to go for Disperse. And there goes the healing. It's 10% dampener while Duel not gives an opportunity to recover at all. Stun to Duel. It's going to be Mind Games to follow. Maybe he can use that Mind Games to reverse the damage. Does Wen reverse damage back and give healing back to SP? Looks like this is where Duel actually goes in to try to heal SP with those kicks. Trying to see if he can heal him. Void Eruptions. Does connect one. Maybe second. Void Torrent to follow. Duel is kind of low. Does pop dampen harm. Trying to reduce some of the damage from Shadow Priest. As he goes in, Void Bolton, Duel boards behind the pillar, more Verifies just to keep himself alive as best as possible. Has been trying to mount up, trying to super active here, has a Greater Fade in case he wants to do it, has opportunity, I think, to summon a Shadow Fiend, unless that cooldown is like buggy, because it may be a little buggy. Fleshcraft, nothing to speak to stop it. All he can do is dot him, because technically I think a silence can break through a Fleshcraft, because it's not an interrupt. It just silences you, which you'll be immune to. No Void Bolts are hitting Duel. Does hit him with the Mind Games though. Void Torn may be enough. Does Duel just go down? He just needs to go, and does get hit with an X. And I think Duel trying to see maybe if he can swing around the corner. I think it was like, you know what? I just have to make a play. At this point, I'm just going to rot down and dot. Not much you can do. Sap. Buy a bib. SP did Megalomania, so eventually I think Megalomania may do damage to him. Unless you Greater Faded it. Wait, did you Greater Fade Megalomania? I think it made a Greater Faded Megalomania damn. Is that what happened? SP maybe actually be survival here. Go to Mimo second Vendetta. Oh no, Bib is not a Vendetta gamer. He's a subtlety gamer this time around. With Shadow Blades and everything. So for SP that actually might be kind of maybe winnable. What's easier for Shadow Blades to fight? I think, is that Assassination Rogue with a Vendetta? Or is it a sub rogue? And Bib sticking to his guns as a Necrolord sub though. So it's going to give him a little bit more sustained damage. To some degree. They should be able to get a lot of calm points very, very quickly and efficiently. Plus, maybe 6% more damage to SP if he was playing Marilyn Soulbind, which likely is. Maybe it'll be good. But it looks like Bib is going to go for a bit of a reset behind the pillar. Or at least catch himself maybe like a reset or something. Like a re-stealth. Stun into a Bib. Trinkets out of it. SP with a stun. Resonator is going to trick it just to walk out of it. Does get to go away from Resonator for a second. Needs some kind of CC versus a Bib right now immediately. He's in a bit of an emergency right now. Definitely has to go for Replica Brace. PI is going to be full eruptions. Maybe they'll hit a Bib. Do connect. Maybe a second one connects. No, not going to be able to. Not going to be able to connect with a second Resonator. Trying to see if we can Shadow Crash onto a Bib. Mind Games to follow. A Bib is just going to end up healing him unless you choose to Cloak of Shadows. SP is actually getting quite a lot of healing from a Bib. Cloak of Shadows is very, very late for this rogue. SP has nothing real left. Has Void Eruptions. Maybe one of those catches a Bib. That's all you can really do. One of them does catch him. And does give Zip an opportunity to go for a full kidney shout out to a Bib sepsis. He's just done. He's just done. All those dots taking him out. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. That's a hard fought game. I don't know how Shadow Priest wins that. I have no idea how Shadow Priest can potentially win it. Huge, picking up the eye. He got himself flash cap. Should be able to see Zip. Lucky Priest. He did it well. I gotta give. I don't know if it's a luck. I think he did do really, really well though. He did definitely do well. He beat a monk, but then fighting a rogue right after. That's tough, man. That's tough. What's up, Daft? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Huge out in the open. 10 minutes into the duel. 31% dampener, boys. He's gonna have to catch the rogue at some point or another. The rogue does have sprint. That is an assassination rogue. So at least as long as you don't have to worry about Vendetta, you'll be okay. Purpose of faded karma wasn't luck. Was it? Was it karma that he faded? Oh, that's why the monk ran after him, didn't he? That makes sense, actually. I didn't realize. That's why the monk ran at him. Okay, because I was wondering, like, why did the monk come out at the end? And I said, I guess he would just try to go for, like, last Hail Mary, just to do some kind of damage before he's done. But I think he went out to try to see if he can karma the damage. Okay, that makes sense then. That makes sense. Wait, is Zip just gonna win to Vendetta? No way, man. Huge. No eyes available on one side, no the other. Literally, man is asleep. Man's sleeping. Can't blame him though. Looks so peaceful. Look at him snoring. Why are you sparkling? What's making you sparkle? Is it when I do this? Yeah. Wait, all you guys are sparkling. Why is everybody sparkling? Hold on. That's so weird. It's almost like you guys looking like loot. You know, like when you kill a mob and they sparkle like there's loot on them? That's kind of what you guys look like. Zip. Waited out until Vendetta. Oh, it looks like Huge just left. Oh my god. I can't blame Huge though. I can't blame Huge in that regard though, man. I can't blame him at that point. Is it gonna be Adva next? Looks like it is gonna be no, not Adva, Jesus instead. Huge is not even gonna fight that guy. A-bomb dropping down for Jesus, just gonna run, doing a bit of a ride along with the A-bomb, trying to see maybe if the A-bomb will find Zip. It looks like it does find Zip. Zip is gonna get the opener. Clock shot is onto Jesus, immediately AMS up. Does he go for that Sepsis? I think he tries to go for Sepsis, but I think Sepsis is nothing for AMS. The dots are still doing a bit of work, like the bleeds and everything. But Sepsis, I don't think it does much. Stun onto Zip, trying to see if he can get away. That's going to be a stun by the pen. With the transformation, silence on a rogue, not much you can really do. Can't really sense a rogue, honestly. They're already pretty quiet. Anyway, it's going to be cheer death as Jesus ends up crashing down onto the rogue with the whole entire army of the undead. Well done, boys. Well done, dude. Aspie had a hard-fought battle against the monk. I'm actually impressed. That is well done. Very well played, boys. Very well played. Loved it. Alrighty. Are we doing more, boys? Do we have enough teams for one more? Are we doing an Uno Mas, chat? That's my question. Are we doing an Uno Mas? One more for the road? Potentially? Possibly? Maybe? Probably. How are you guys up to? Are you guys up for it? One more? Yeah, I want to do one more. Because one more sounds like fun. What's a good Mastery Theorycraft for... Havoc, if you want to check it out, you're free. Yeah, I'll be down to. I think we'll definitely give those builds a try like Sunday, and I think Monday we'll just do like some season 2 stuff. Are Tuesdays going to be the alpha days, or Tuesdays going to be like non-alpha days? You know what I'll do? I think next Tuesday we'll just do some live stuff while waiting for the alpha, but we're not gonna like wait for it forever and ever 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 and ever. Okay, I think that's what I'll end up doing in the end of it. But yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. Do it. I need my no pillar match. Okay, Abe, we could do that. One more. I am down. Boy is down as well. I don't want to have more monks go, so I think I'll do Boy and his team. It sounds like bad because I'm like telling Jesus, yo, I don't want you guys to play. What's a good map without pillars, boys? Blackhold has pillars. The Kyrian one, I feel like the Kyrian has small pillars, but I don't want to blind you, boys. We got the Crucible, which has pretty massive pillars. Maldraxxus, which has big pillars. Mechagon has pillars too. Hookpoint has pillars and walls. They're not that bad. This is Vault Day. Yeah, it is a Vault Day, but usually it's also an Alpha Day. But like as of recently, like over the last few Tuesdays, they didn't really do an alpha build. So I don't really know what they will do, Jake. I don't know if they'll do like a proper alpha build or not. It just, I don't want to spend another Tuesday just like waiting for the alpha. You know what I mean? Waiting for a new build. Because like if it's gonna be Wednesday, then Tuesday we'll just do Vault and maybe some live stuff while seeing if we get an alpha. So what do we do, boys? What's a good map? I don't want to do Mogambala either. That has a massive pillar in the middle. I want to do Blackrock Hold just because I'm used to Blackrock Hold. Mogambala has a massive pillar in the middle. I don't know if you guys want that. It's huge. Like that one is even better for monks and pharaohs. Blade's Edge. Blade's Edge doesn't really have pillars, but it also kind of does have pillars. Lots of pillars overall. Empyrean. That's what I was thinking, Empyrean, but I just want to flashbang you guys. It's too bright. Empyrean is actually pretty good. Down for one more? Maybe we'll do one more after this one, Jesus. How does that sound? I would do Empyrean, but it's just too bright. Like if you could get a dark mode Empyrean, I'll be okay with. Dark mode version of Empyrean would be fantastic, but the arena is just way too bright. Plus it's like super late for you guys that are in the EU. That's the only reason why I don't want to do that one. That's literally blinding you guys. Literally gonna blind all of you. I think the only pillar map that doesn't really have pillars is like Dalaran Sewers, right? I kind of want to do Blackrock Hold though, chat. It has arenas. Faster the best map loads in. Faster the map loads in. Flashbang, watch out! Tolvaron small pillars. No, Tolvaron massive pillars. SP too big, man. Too big. Too big. Oh man. I'm just thinking Blackrock Hold maybe. Xerath Mortis, it's massive. Xerath Mortis is very, very big. Sand map, too big. I want to go small pillar, chat. I don't want to go big pillar. Sewers is like a lot of LOS. It is also a lot of LOS. It's just, I don't want to do big pillars. I feel like that just is what is going to benefit mobile melee classes too much. I'm thinking Blackrock Hold, man. You got pillar in the middle, which is a bit of a mobility thing, but it's not super bad, I don't think. They got 3 walls with like the chains or whatever. That helps. I don't know, man. There's not really pillars, they're kind of like walls, but I don't know. There's no good ones either. I just want to do Blackrock Hold, man. Let's just do Blackrock Hold. Zero map. I want to do Blackrock Hold because I like Blackrock Hold. I'll go with my gut. That's exactly a def. I'm just going to go with my gut here. I really like Blackrock Hold. I think it's a fantastic arena. We've had a lot of fantastic moments in that arena too. So we're going to go Blackrock. It won't be perfect, chat. It won't be perfect, but we'll do it. Okay, we'll just I decide to pick one. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time and waste your guys' time. That's the most important thing I don't want to waste. Alrighty, boys. Okay, should be good to go here, yeah? Literally remind me of Morbius just now, chat. That spam reminded me of Morbius. Just watch the movie and watch that one dance scene in Morbius. Switch, switch. We got ourselves Yi over on the team. 1 versus Cyrex. Wait, what? Okay, I guess we're gonna keep buying. I thought I pressed the right one. Cyrex with a red. Night Alpha Mug. I like that one a lot, actually. And we got ourselves an Assassination Rogue versus Subtlety. I think, honestly, it's an even match. Honestly, a very even match, man. A very even match. Because Yi could just outright blast Cyrex. He has Cloak of Shadows, but those bleeds are just gonna melt ya. Once your bleeds are in with the Vendetta and everything, you're dead. So it's really gonna come down to who bursts the other first, who pops the trinket first, who has the defensives. And if Cyrex does not have anything to suture up some bleeds, to deal with the bleeds, he actually may go down. Normally it's a Subtlety 1 game. As soon as they come out and leave the arena, just to find out one Subtlety, one is Assass, it's usually just Subtlety wins by default. But with Yi and how much burst damage he's got, he could be really the competitor. Going to be a Shadow Strike opener by Cyrex. Disarm immediately onto the Sub-Rogue as he goes for a disarm onto Yi. Does Yi decide to trinket out of this one? I highly doubt it. Cyrex with a kidney shot. Does Yi choose to trinket out of this one? I think he's expecting some cooldowns out of Cyrex. Blind to follow. Cyrex can trinket blind as well. I feel like if Cyrex just trinkets and blinds, he just wins this by default. If Cyrex lets this last for a little too long, if he makes a mistake and trinkets at the wrong time, he could be in a bit of trouble. This is really up to Yi. Can he use his burst the fastest possible? Does Cyrus just go immediately trinket, try to see if he can find him? Wait, Cyrus, what are you trinket? I think he was expecting a big burst on Yi, and that's gonna be big vendetta. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know what he trinketed. I think he was expecting the kidney shot out of the sap. I think it was literally like, you know what? There's definitely gonna be a kidney shot at the end of the sap. Trinket. That, or he wanted to surprise Yi with a last minute trinket to try to see if he can get a setup on him. Maybe he had the comp points ready for the kidney shot. He was like, I'm ready. I'm doing it. Man, Yi just taking him out. That's what I was talking about. Like, if, as soon as you get a kidney shot and those bleeds from that, even if you had a trinket halfway through it, once the bleeds are in, you're done. You're done. Unless you got some kind of a big defensive, you're done. Unless you got a shield, you're done. You need to vanish and hope you get that shield for the subtlety stealthy shield, or I guess the rogue stealthy shield, fast enough. Otherwise, you're literally done. There's not much you can really do in a situation like this. Also, I'm trying to see if you can back up out of there before Yi even, I guess, before Yi commits. What kind of trinket is that? I'm not really sure. I'm not actually sure, but I did like the play. I think, honestly, if you surprise him, trinket, just gotta offset him while he's just waiting for his cooldowns, while he's waiting. That can be a play. That has worked before. Gonna be Yi, lockdown, massive Fury. That's gonna be an evasion, waiting out until he can maybe use another Vendetta. I don't know if he's really gonna be able to get much of a Vendetta versus Awesome. Building up comp points from the spikes. Definitely try to get the bleeds rolling. Try to sprint out of Awesome's path as best as he can. Awesome, with the ages, it's gonna be able to reduce some of the magic damage. Forcing a trick out of Awesome. You potentially might be able to have himself a winning play. Has a blind backup very, very soon. That's gonna be Karma. He could cook a shot as a Karma in case he wants to. As long as he doesn't get lectured by Awesome, he'll be just fine. And Yi just needs a little bit more comp points, just a little bit more cooldown reduction. That Vendetta is available for this man. Shadow Step into SP, a little bit of a move we don't like seeing. But I'll allow it because it looked like the images were basically going to walk away from him in just a moment. I don't think Awesome had the mobility to catch up to him, so it looked like he was going to get a reset anyway. But normally as a rogue, please don't Shadow Step an ally like that. Normally don't do that. Rogues are now pretty good, they don't necessarily need it. Gonna be a Garrote into Awesome with immediate disarm. Gonna be immediate disarm into Yi, however. Disarm and Awesome, not letting him for Saphir. Roll right now for Awesome, trying to see if he closes the gap. Yi beats him with a kidney shot. Does he have the big Vendetta? Commits a Vendetta, massive damage as Yi just takes him out. This guy's assassinating this boy in the most literal way possible. He's living up to that assassination rogue name. Yi, try to see if he can take him out. Too fast. Is gonna go for the blind, just roll full reset onto Yi. I think he decided to go for a reset. I think he wanted to go for a stun, but he realized it was a DR, so he's like, you know what, just go for a blind, sap, let me go for a complete re-stealth. Just to reset it. Resonator, okay. Oh, wait, does he walk out of it? Oh, if he only cloaked. If he cloaked, he would have been okay. Cloak it a little late, but if you can live long enough somehow, you maybe can at least get a kidney shot too fast. Try to go for a flash cap. Does he have a kidney shot right now? He needs a kidney at this moment if he wants to survive. Too fast goes for a vanish with a Shadow Strike. That seems a little BM. SP trying to see if he closes the gap. Does get the dots to the Too Fast. And looks like the rogue is going to be rotted down, having to deal with a spike that's on him still from the rogue from earlier. Fear. That's actually just bonus damage for SP. That's perfect. Cloaker shot is for Too Fast, trying to avoid the resonator. Maybe one of these void eruptions will hit him. Looks like none of them were able to find Too Fast, and he was able to avoid it. Looks like the rogue will make a full recovery behind the pillow. Sipping Cup is going to remove any bleeds off of him and should be able to make himself a full reset. We got a Kelia over on Team 1. I don't think I introduced these boys. We got a Kelia. We also got us in the back. Estragon as a Shadow Priest. Another one. And Zip is yet another rogue. With Aspie going to be up, and we already saw him playing it. Too Fast holding the fort on his team. We got us in the back. Kiosko. I like that mug. We also got us as Magic Yes. Kidney shot onto SP. Too Fast with mad eviscerates. SP forced to go for disperse. Did not want to find out if that next eviscerate was going to crit or not. He's like, you know what? I'll let the cheap shot happen. Now I'll disperse because I know what's coming. I know it's coming. I don't want to find out. Man, Yi had a, great job, Yi, for sure, for sure. Definitely have had a hell of a run, man. Hell of an opener. 6 minutes into the duel, though dampening slowly creeping in, boys. With Too Fast trying to go for a bit of a reset. SP picking up the eye, trying to be proactive with this one. And Too Fast, maybe, look at... How is that Shadow Step? How is that Shadow Step allowed to have that much range? How is Shadow Step allowed to have this much range? And I'm talking as a rogue main, man. You imagine I'd be like, you know what? That's a pretty short Shadow Step. I feel like Blizzard should buff it. And then me as a rogue, like, how is that Shadow Step allowed to have that much range? Incredible. Stun too fast. Does get hit with the horror bones. It's gonna be Void trying to follow, as well as Mind Game Trinkets. That's actually maybe still dead. Oh! He's typical. Actually, the rogue, he did the normal move. Oh, I'm low on health. Let me grab my sippy juice. But that sippy juice, it was laced with mind games. It wasn't great for your health. And actually, I think that's a little bit killed him. Is that sippy juice? How are you anyways? What's up, Opsy? Hey, man. I did all my games and WoW was one of them. Hey, man. I think for Dragonflight, maybe. Maybe. That might not be a bad idea. Definitely check it out. Check out some more alpha streams, Obsidian. Maybe you'll like him. And maybe it'll help you make a decision. Kiosk is going to be up next, 7 minutes into the duel, 14% dampening and slowly ramping up. And Kioska, I like your simple, chill mug. I like the fact that you got a little Murloc. I got like the whole like summer attire you got going on. You got yourself like a nice little like walking stick. I really, really like that. That's so good. That is actually so good. SP looking for a bit of a resetting behind the pillar, just kind of messing with that pet. Kioska with a feign death. It's going to be SP charging out. Actually, Goblin Racial Fear onto Kioska, just leaping on top of him, hitting with a fear. Stun to Kioska, does decide to go for a human Racial. Immediate freeze trap onto SP. That's going to be a flesh cap with the mind games. Does flesh cap hurt you? Or what is it? Does it heal you or does it hurt you? I think the effect of Flesh Cap, the heal with Marilyn Soulbind, ends up hurting you, so I think Kioska's Aegis Trinket was able to at least absorb a good portion of it. But damn, that was a hell of a mind games, honestly. Like, Flesh Cap basically was here and then gone. It was here and went. SP with a Shadow Word Death to make sure the freezing trap does get broken. What a play. Mind Seer onto the bed. Quick muzzle by Kioska. Stun onto SP. May have to burn in defensive. There goes the Disperse. Just trying to reduce some of that explosive damage of the Death Chakram. And just trying to wait for Kioska. That Shadow Word Death was perfect, by the way. Quick heals for SP. Just trying to get himself a bit of recovery while Kioska just covering the whole... covering the arena with oil. Just doing some BP oil spills in the arena. I thought you were here to clean up beaches, but I think he may not be here for it. How are you mending Benedigen while his shadow is attacking you, by the way? How are you mending your wounds while his shadow is searing your face? I don't understand. Resonator on Kioska, stun right after. Does he have an out? Silence does have a turtle shell in order to break out of that Resonator, and SP with a PI. Trying to see if he can just turn the attention onto the pet. Actually, if Kioska still has VTO on him, that would allow SP to maybe have some cleave. Looking to maybe get some DPS on the Kioska. Does he use Shadow Word Death here? If he uses Shadow Word Death at the right time, he'll be able to immune himself or break himself out of CC. Kioska trying to avoid the Shadow Piece as best as possible. Going to be a feign death. Manic Bandages. Does SP have mobility? Mounting up, and you notice it was a chase after a Kioska, but that steel trap actually stopped him in place. With a Megalomaniac getting him out in the open. Going to be a big heal for Kioska with a Mage Food, but the pet I think was dotted so he couldn't camo properly. I think he tried to for camo. Potentially. SP could be in a bit of trouble right now, though. No Disperse. Trinket has a way to break out of it with a Trinket. A stun to break out of Trinket. That's going to be a silence on the Kioska. Does shock him onto SP. Could be in a tight spot. Does have a greater fate for it. Fear onto Kioska. No way to break out of fear. This is why SP needs a little bit of healing, but I think he's trying to get aggressive. He's going to go for Disperse to heal, which is an interesting move. Very interesting, actually. Decided to go for Disperse just to give yourself heal, or do you feel like you could take damage? Maybe that was a bit of a misplay. Maybe it was a fat finger, potentially. Freezing Trap onto SP does have a Shadow Crash. Kioska freezes him just to go for some food. He got a little baby Murloc asking for it as well, crying. He's just sitting down to feed his baby Murloc. That's what he's doing. He's not even feeding himself. He's just feeding Mana Buster baby Murloc. That's what it is. I'm adding all these RP to Kioska, man. Adding all of this RP to this man. Gonna be a Void Eruption for SP. Does get a stun to Kioska. Mind Games, Void Charm, everything. Does get CC twice. Does have the Aegis. That's gonna be Shadow Word Death for SP. As Kioska gets super extremely low. Shadow Crasher on the corner. Does get him up. That's gonna be SP getting hit with a stun. Does not have a Trinket. Maybe can Greater Fade. Does a last second Greater Fade. Avoiding the damage. Avoiding the chakram. Avoiding the explosion. Used to go for healing. Does he have any ways to heal himself right now? He does have a little bit of mana, I imagine. Legalized nuclear bombs? What the? What did you just throw at him? I think he threw down a Resonator. Did you mean to throw a Resonator at him? I'm not even sure if he did. But that's a PI. Potentially could give himself a little bit of healing. Maybe trying to get aggressive with the pet. Get some DPs rolling on that thing. But I could be wrong. Kioska just waiting down for a bit. On this side of the arena. Freeze onto SP. Does have a Disperse back up. In case he needs to. I don't know what kind of cooldowns SP has. Fear onto Kioska. Blue Eruption, Mind Games, has a freezing trap waiting for him. Oh my god. Is that Megalomania? I think it may be is it Megalomania? Gets interrupted on Shadow, as we could be in a bit of trouble. Does have a greater fade. Disperses well. It's going to give you a little bit of survivability. Trying to see if you can bail out of there. Oh, I don't know if you got much healing. 41% damage, but a stun around the corner has a trigger for it. Mind Games onto Kiosko with a void eruption. Kiosko interrupts him on Shadow, but he's going to end up killing with Mind Games for a little. Freezing Trap onto the Shadow Priest. Kiosko feign does it with a camo. Flash Scout, and I don't know how this Priest makes it out of here alive, man. I don't know how he does it. Warlock Halcyon got burned, got himself a little bit of healing. Kiosko does not have an interrupt. Gonna be that mind control onto the Hunter. At least SP can control him for a little bit longer. Maybe that'll buy him enough time to get some cooldowns. Maybe they'll give him opportunity to get another greater fate or something. Silence to the Kiosko. Maybe can get a horrified Void Bolt to attack him. They do fly out, but they don't quite connect. Who's gonna be up next? Still quite a lot of people on Team 1. Looks like Protojake's cam is still bugged. Maybe Estragon is gonna be up next, playing the Necrolord Shadow Priest with the mages, which I think does a little bit more consistent damage, doesn't it? Great patience from Kiosko. Do you guys feel like Kiosko did a lot of pillar humping that game, or not as much? I guess there was a pillar in the middle, but yeah, he did say he wants to have one game where he doesn't really play the pillar anymore. He wants to play a game where he doesn't like mess too much with the pillar, like a proper normal duel game. Does track him onto Estragon? Does hit him with a stun? Does Astra have any more defensive? Does go for disperse. With the PI, could potentially make the PI still work for themselves. With a full Necrolord dot rolling in with the Mages of the Dead around the corner. Maybe the Mages can add towards more damage. Kiosko is going to get the pet to taunt him in order to try to get the pet off his back for at least a little bit longer. But it looks like the Mages actually does end up attacking him. The more damage that Mages can do, the more value it's going to be for Estra. Because they're just trying to get himself a little bit of a heal. Did Kiosko just... I was going to say, did you just muzzle that thing? I was going to say, no way. I think I can interrupt him with Ketcha. Kiosko looking to camo. Staying next to Estra. Dropping down traps on him. Trying to deny him any kind of healing for a time moment. And just trying to give himself a little bit of food. Big Death Shock him. Stunned by the Shadow Priest. Death Shock him is going to burn him through him pretty quickly with grenades. That's going to be a kill shot. Missing through grenade. Also missing through greater fate. Trying to go for eruption, but that's going to be over. So I think Kiosko went for faint death at the last second just to make sure he drops the aggro of the Shadow Priest. Akelia trying to see if he can swing around the corner. Already used their mobility as Kiosko looking for a bit of recovery with a flash cut behind the pillar. Got himself some dots under Akelia. Trying to exchange it. That is an Affliction Warlock trying to get his own dots. Kiosko is definitely going to have to be very careful when you use Feign Death. Because if you use it at the wrong time, he'll be in a tight spot. Does go for an interrupt on the nature. That is still full fear. Full dots around him. So right after. Does he have the Feign Death? There goes the Feign Death. Now that he got all the dots on him, that's where he faints it. They did make it so that Feign Death cannot be used nearly as often in like 9.25, I think it was, for Season 4. So it does give hunters a little bit less of that Feign Death usage, but it still keeps him plenty. It's still up pretty tanky with that ability, with a Feign Death removing all those dots off of you. You just need to time it a little bit better, because you can't just like use it every, what is it, 15, 12 seconds, whatever it was. Demonic Gamer set up for a Kelly, freezing trap onto the pet, stun onto the Warlock. Does he just go down to the Death Shock? This is going to be a big explosive with a Mortal and Kiosko to the other direction. Wall for Kelly, full dots are available. Dark Glare and everything. Does he have the most amount of bursts? Death Bolt onto Kiosko. Kiosko does go in for the big grenade at the end though. I don't know if he Feign Death those dots. It looks like they're still on him. Does Feign Death? Wait, Zip actually I think might just be able to one-shot him. He just pressed Feign Death. There's nothing you can do. Breathing Trap, does Zip trinket it? Does he burn the trinket or does he stay? Looks like he decides to burn the trinket. Cloaker Shadows, he's just trying to see if he can add the full stun to Kiosko. Hits him with a Sepsis Vendetta. Does Kiosko have a Feign Death back up? Or is it over? I think he's dead. 1 health! Wait, how do you live with 1 health? What is this? Wait, how do you live with 1 health? How do you live with 1 health? How are you alive? Oh my god, there wasn't even Feign Death. Until maybe like at the very, very end or something. Oh, freezing trap is trying to shut us up to the bed, but the bed breaks him out of freeze. He got all the star traps on the floor. Kiosko barely alive. At least the rogue does not have a trinket, so if Kiosko can go for like a death shock and stun everything, maybe a flash cut, he may have a chance here. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get stunned by the rogue ever. He needs to be very, 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 very extremely careful. For Zip, he just gotta find himself a nice breakaway. He just gotta find a way to break towards Kiosko. That reset is gonna make it harder for Kiosko to position. Freezing trap stops him. Right angle. That was perfect. As Zip was ready to go, dude. He was ready. Look at that battle face, man. He was ready to get in there. Death Shock him. Stun. Kiosko is perfectly his globus. It's gonna be big grenades. Everything. Zip is kind of low in health. Does the rogue just go down? He's gonna go for Warlock Healthstone. It's not gonna heal him that much at 69% dampening. Vanish for the Rogue. It looks like he still held on to a Vanish. I'm surprised actually. I thought he vanished earlier. If Kiosko flares the right spot, he could get Zip out. Looks like there's dots on him still. Potentially. Saps him. Yeah, there's some kind of a bleed on Zip still for now. I don't know. Maybe if Kiosk can just get a dot on him as soon as the dots break him out of stealth. Maybe. Looks like the pet is still on him. Wait, the pet is just literally knows where you are. It knew where you were. It just didn't attack you. It was literally ready to pounce. It looked at you and it just walked away. The pet literally looked at you and then walked away. I don't know what happened to that pet AI. It knew you were there. Maybe like this an intimidation tactic. It's like, I know you're here. You're not hiding anywhere. And it just walked away. Kiosk has the eyes. He could pick him up. Zip does have a Vendetta backup, so it's really going to come down to this. Does Zip lock down Kiosko? He needs to be perfect with his cooldowns. He needs to be perfect with his abilities. Or does Kiosko? Does he evade the Vendetta burst? He burned a Aegis Stricken really early on. Immediate evasion for Zip, just trying to avoid any kind of pet stunts. Burn some calm points off the pet. Can you dodge the pet stun? I imagine you can, right? As long as you're facing the pet. He's going to be behind him, trinket for Zip. Does he have the calm points? Kiosk is kind of out in the open. He does have a flesh cut on him. Maybe human racial. I don't know if he does. I don't know what the situation is on his trinkets, but playing that pillar is not a great move. I don't think it's going to be good for you. Zip, he has a limited amount of time to work with. I think maybe trying to catch some resell does get to. Flare down, doesn't quite get him. Kiosk is out in the open. No, he's kind of holding next to the pillar. Is setting up traps. Depending on which angle Zip approaches him, it could be over. Zip does have a Cloak of Shadows though, so technically if he did burn a Cloak of Shadows, as long as he's not walking to a steel trap, he may be okay. And Kiosk is repositioned completely. This could be good. Kiosk is no longer near anywhere with his traps. Picking up the eye and he knows that the pet is going to find Zip at this point. I think Zip needs to just go before the traps are down. He just needs to go blind to Kiosko just to make sure he has the hunter in place. Smoke bomb, shadow step. Does he have the calm points? Get the shot. Does he have the burst? Kiosko feign death immediately. Does Zip have opportunity to replay those dots back into Kiosko? Gonna be immediate stun into Zip and Kiosko taking him out, I believe. Oh, I think Zip just left. Yeah, Zip didn't even like die. He was like, you know what, surrender. I'm over. Kiosko coming back in with a 1v3 at the end there, boys. You want to play a game with as little pillars as possible. That's a fair fight, right? I think that was a little bit less cheesy with pillars. Yeah, a little less cheesy. I feel like part of the hunter is always going to be like pillar gameplay and kiting, and pillars are a perfect opportunity to make that kind of like create a gap between you and the target. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. What did chat think? Chat, would you say that was a good pillar, less of a pillar game, or do you think that was all pillar fiesta? What'd you think? Was that a pillar fiesta or less pillar? Better. Other pillar a lot against a rogue, but it's a rogue. I guess so, yeah. It's a rogue, so it's okay. Last game, boy, I'm down. Like 30 guys versus Jesus. I'm down to go one more. We can maybe go you versus Jesus. And since we don't have to worry about pillar games, I guess we can just do whatever. I guess I'm going to do hook point then, yeah. That sounds just a monster. He's pretty good. Kiosko is fantastic. Kiosko is really good at his class. He knows what he's doing. Kiosko is really good at what he does. Popping up in your alpha streams, Dragon looks really cool. Hell yeah, man. I'm happy to hear that. Hope you enjoying the streams, my guy. Yeah. Down the very good quarter ring. Let's go! Jesus and old warrior Jesus. That warrior stacked up. That boy is stacked. Is warrior ring actually that good? Last game, I'm down, boy. I'm down. Do we have Jesus with a team, by the way? 8 hunters. Hunters and rogues, I feel like, are the two classes that people can like. And no matter who you are, no matter what you play, they're like, yeah, not a big fan of hunters. Yeah, not a big fan of rogues. Because we're very similar. We're tricky in that regard, man. Jake. Remember how you asked about Glide? Apparently they decided basic community feedback. Originally said yes, Glide is intended to be part of it. Glide will be removed as a trigger for momentum. TLDR, Glide will remove momentum triggers. Thank you for this one to discuss Glide discussion and potential trigger momentum. We know it could be a controversial addition. Glide discussion on the topic has been giant of paint. A clear picture in ways in which it would be fun, but also in which ways it would cause problems. That's what I was talking about. Like, it might create like a really frustrating playstyle. Most reactions to Glide and momentum were negative, and ultimately we agree that the downside would probably be, I mean, you basically are just having to fiddle where you jump, glide. I feel like that'd become annoying. So I did say like that's a possibility. That's what would probably outweigh the benefits of Glide and will be removed with a trigger. Momentum has historically been very divisive, with many players strongly loving it or hating it. That's true. Some people love momentum, other people hate it. Town Tree is an ideal system in which the ability can exist as an option. With that in mind, a capsule position puts a greater emphasis on momentum that should have. So momentum will be swapped in position with Essence Break. Essence Break will be modified in a way to further emphasize its intended identity as a medium cooldown control burst option. You continue feedback on Demon Hunters and Alpha Tests together. Appreciate it. Helps guide regeneration. Cheers. Good that Demon Hunters already getting a blue post. I don't care what it is. Good that they're getting a blue post. Yeah, I agree. Like, Glide is an interesting option, but it's just like from gameplay, like maybe it could work as a gameplay option, but like I can see how it would be weird. Gonna join. You guys are more than welcome to. All your boys are welcome to join the duels. Anybody and everybody's welcome. Always, man. Always. Just check and see if there's groups up over in the 5-5. Normally we do them in Raids Legacy. I can do one more. Hold on. I need to write to Jesus real quick. Hey, I can do one more if you still have a group. I don't know if Jesus' group fell apart or not. Been for assumptions of the game? Yeah. But it's okay. It's perfectly fine. I like normally. Well, this is what we've been doing recently for our duels. We go into It's weird, but stay with me. Dungeons and raids. Pre-made group, legacy raids, group ready, and we type in 5 in the search. We do it through legacy raids just so we can utilize cross faction. Cross faction does not work in player custom, but it does work in like RBGs, which we don't want to. We tried RBGs, but it gets a lot of people that think that they're about to do RBG or a 5-5, not a duel. So they just kind of run out and start fighting without like figuring out if there's an order. Hey, but do you still have a team, by the way? Because I don't think we do this around, but Boy definitely is ready. Boy wants to do one more. If you got another team, man, let's get another one going. I'm down. I'm enjoying these duels a lot. We do not have a team. Okay. Boy, it looks like there isn't a lot of... Boy, there ain't a lot of teams out now. But if we get a second one, let's do this. If somebody wants to start a group, second one to versus my man Boy, my man SP. If somebody wants to make a second group, well, welcome to. If somebody wants to start one, let me know. I'll give you guys like what, 5 minutes to make a group. If we don't get one in 5, we'll just call it there. Because it is like 7:30 or so. I can log rogue. If you guys wanna? No, man. Wait, are you done, Boy? Are you done? Are you like, no groups? I'm calling it. I'm just gonna do some other stuff. I was at no man to somebody else. I'd have been an MT. I can join a pre-made because I'm silenced. Oh, so you'd be invited. We're ready. Just a friend wanted to log in on LA made raids. I guess you to invite him. Okay. No. I mean, like, we need a second group to verse against you, SP. Like, we have your group, but we need a second group so you guys can have someone to fight. So if somebody wants to start a second group, boys, we do need a second group for one more 5-5 1v1. Somebody needs to start one though. Abe, if you want to start it, or if anybody else wants to start it, you're more welcome to. XU is the name if you want to invite me. X5W. Wait, the character name? Okay, so what we can do is if somebody starts the group, once they get a 4-man, they can invite you, X5. If you have like a character name and server, then somebody can invite your character directly as an alliance. Or if let's say they get an alliance in there, then an alliance player might be able to invite you. Or actually, I guess they could invite you like that too, right? Because faction don't even matter if it does it. Oh, JO trying to start one? Let's go. My man JO, too fast starting a group, boys. Y'all more welcome to join. Last duel of the evening. JO got a group. Yo, X5, what's your character's full name and server? Like, if you type in like a cool, like I'm gonna type in like Dalaran XP Illidan. Like, type that X5 storm scale. Okay, that works. Yeah. So when Too Fast gets 4, he can invite you because you're silenced because you can't join, but he can get you in. Why'd you get silenced? What are you doing? What are you doing? My man Brian got silenced. It was super annoying finding a Mythic Puzzle group to do keys with. By the way, Briar, are you around? We just gotta get some keys done, my guy. We gotta get some 20s out of the way. I need to get my portals. IDK. Okay. You do know, you're just like IDK, sad face. We're not gonna ask you. I'm not gonna put you on the spot. You do know. It's more rhetorical. It's more rhetorical. What'd you do? What'd you do? You don't gotta answer. I'm not actually looking for an answer. I'm not here to judge, man. Everybody had those moments where you have a monk queue for your dungeon, and then you're on the last boss. He falls off an edge. His fault. And he leaves. The run was going smooth, swimmingly. And then you got some words for that guy. You got some words. Not the kind for the faint-hearted. And then you're the one who gets punished. But just don't say anything. Just don't do it. You know what I do, chat? I just stream it. So you can hear me complain. So I can be like, man, this guy is really grinding my gears. But I don't actually go tell it to that. I'm perfectly satisfied just sitting here on my stream, on my computer. I'll just be like, what is this guy doing? But I'm not gonna type up and be like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'll be one man. Yeah, there was too fast trying to put a group together. We'll give you guys like 5 minutes. If we don't get a group, we'll just call it. But we are gonna try to get a group together. Wait, Too Fast got 3? Oh, hold on. Do you have 2 more? Too Fast? Because you need to invite X5. But if you got +1, that's a 5 right there, man. I got you added. Let me know. Let me know real deep. Big. Gotta go, man. Catch you later. Thanks so much, Ash. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for joining me, bud. I'm here. There we go. There we go. Are you joining JO? Hey, got you in? Do you guys have a 5-man? JO, do you got 5-man? Complain to yourself, but don't complain to them. Exactly. Like if you're in a Discord call and you're with your homies, right? And if you get an environment where like you just vocalize your frustrations without being toxic, like I don't know, man. Wait, hold on. I just missed it completely. Upcoming Dragonflight Alpha, Demon Hunter, Death Knight stuff. Even more? 29 minutes? What is going on? In the next Dragonflight build, the core tree is being updated to better increase talent choice. In order to do this, we have several abilities. Baseline, a cut that we were proven to be problematic. Disadvances baseline? Wait, it's been moved. Baseline is now learned at level 9. Hey, disadvances baseline, boys. Legendborn baseline. No position Legendborn were previously located in Holy Endurance. Cool. New talent, March of Darkness. Disadvantage gravitational movement speed. Yo! Horn of Winter. Cut from class tree. No one was using it. Will turn into Frost talent in the future build. Cool. New talent, Insidious Chill. Auto attacks reduce the target's auto attack speed. No way! You did not just give him a buff, dude. You did not just give Death Knights a buff. Bro, are you kidding me? Auto attack speed. Stack it up to 4 times. 20% auto attack speed reduction. That's a tank buff. You gave him Curse of Weakness. Oh, that's good. Wow. What a buff. What a play. Wow. That's so big. Big. Runic Corruption and Runic Empowerment. Choice of note has been cut. This chance will return to respective baseline specs. Hey! Reintegration of position where Runic Empowerment needs to be. Cool. New talent, Gloom Ward, absorbs a 50% more effective on you. Bro, pair yourself up with a Disc Beast next patch. Or a Monk. Yo, can we get a like Daft Punk in chat? Man, thanks so much, Graph Crunk, for the 5 bones. Oh, my man. Thanks so much for being a beauty, my guy. My goodness, these buffs look good. Blood DK. Now, 2 charges up for 1. Blood Boil, man. Your next build, Blood Tree has undergone significant change. We got a group. You have a group, JO. Ready. Wow. Okay. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. I'll look at those things later. But man, chill pills. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me big ones. Okay, chill pills. I got a job for you. If you got time, just look at the frost tree. Tell me what's looking big. I want more frost changes. Isn't that enough? Not looking. Oh, that's a good looking tree. I like the way that looks. Oh my god, that looks so good. I don't know where those villages are. Oh, only on Holy and... Really? Disease build proven too strong, boys. Got it. Oh, they're nerfing them. Because they're too good. They're too good. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Alright. There's so much you gotta look at, man. Alrighty, I'm gonna send you guys all to Hook Point, yeah? I'm gonna make sure you guys are good old cool Tyrian fishermen. Hooking the fish in the hook point. Would it be fair to call all y'all Colturian hookers? No? Okay, I won't do that. They're just hooking fish, man. That's their job. That's not weird. I didn't say anything weird. Is the game crying because it did hook point? No. DK absorbs a back down. Oh, I'm excited. I gotta look at the Jake. I'm excited, man. I am excited. I am excited. Yeah, hopefully we'll get more frost changes. It's not a dad jokes anymore, Dal. It's dad jokes. It's Dal jokes. Okay, I like that. I like that. Alrighty, boys. We're gonna get back in here to the Hook Point Arena. Man, good blue post. Can we get one on Druids and Priests now, though? Can we get a blue post and blue post for Priests and Druids? Switch. We got ourselves a Kelia over for the team one. Oh, boy, big Burlicle tunes out here. Are they the same? Did I see one of them have a blind eye? No, they're exactly the same. Green eyes and everything. Brothers everywhere, man. We got ourselves, looks like only 4 on team 1, but a 5-man on team 2. A Kelia on team 1. We got ourselves SP in the back. We got Deedly. We got Estra. We got ourselves Fan Jazz. I like that name. Fan Jazz. It's a snazzy little name. Too Fast is going to be first up with the Incubus around the corner. Does burn a trinket just to see if he can commit some damage. Kelia actually goes in for a Night Fame, but kind of booms the snoot into the wall and then transform into a fox. Trying to see if you can bail out of the Too Fast is dotted, is rotting. I was looking for a bit of recovery. We got ourselves 5x5 over on team 2. We got ourselves plush over for that team 2 as subtlety. I kind of like that. I kind of like the set. I think the chest doesn't really match, but everything else looks kind of good. Like Night Elf thematic. I kind of like it. And Kiosca back in their original MOG as well. I do prefer this MOG a lot more, Kiosca. I like this one a lot. I like this one a ton. I think it has a little bit of that flavor. Gonna be too fast? Not fast enough for that Incubus just get it completely, absolutely MC'd and just controlled. Just eating from the palm of his hand. Gonna be Kelly actually gonna interrupt and trinket. I think nothing. Very, very unfortunate. Maybe trying to be like, you know what? I am interrupted. I want to trinket the kick. Can't trinket a kick. Trying to see if he gets him down too fast with the Cloak of Shadows. This is why Kelly needs to max out the damage. Trying to go for a Dark Glare. Maybe a little early actually, because Too Fast shouldn't have any dots on him. Let's say Kelly Mose may be able to get some dots at the very last second. I don't think so actually. So for Too Fast, it's really down to him to see if he can get himself an opener. Needs to find a way to deny the Incubus the CC onto Kelia. Going over for Kinder Shot immediately. Going to be the Incubus stopping him in his tracks immediately as Kelia popping off Dark Pact immediately. But not really left with a lot of health. Should at least be able to maybe get some dots on the Too Fast. It's maybe going to be Shadow Fury into the smoke. But no, Mortal Coil instead with the Fear right after. Needs to get all the dots into the Rogue. Trying to go for the most amount of ramp right now. Malefic Rapture get a spammed up with the Drain Life. Which Too Fast is actually dead. Trying to go for as much self-killing as possible. Going to be the Warlock trying to see if he can stay on him. Get the shot onto Kelia. Too Fast, you got one opportunity here to maybe reverse the damage onto Kelia. Kelia with a port had all those dots on the Too Fast, but looks like those dots were just not enough. Maybe was trying to swing around the corner for a Death Bolt. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. I feel like Warlocks, for Affliction in particular, not running Pet Sack is a weird move. Because when you have a pet, you have CC. But when you're running Pet Sack, you have damage. Big damage. Like those dots should just rot you. That bonus shadow damage for every dot tick, it's massive. Massive. It's big value. So it's like a weird choice. Gonna be Shadowy Duel. The pet can't really stop Too Fast as opener. Gonna be a big explosion next to Kelia. Does get a board, but at no help whatsoever. Has your flag, but what are you gonna remove a flag? Dark Pact as a last ditch effort to try to survive. And Too Fast is going for a little bit of a reset. That's gonna be the Incubus next to them. I think trying to go maybe for a bit of a CC, a bit of a seduce, but didn't quite catch him. Sapping Kelia. If Too Fast has himself another Kinder Shot or any kind of damage, maybe gets a little proc, he'll be in a good spot. Sapping Kelia, the Incubus better be quick, man. It's really going to be down to the Incubus if they can CC him quick enough. Getting the shot. Immediate trinket for the Warlock with a Mortal Coil. Going to be a trinket out of the Rogue with an Incubus around top of it. Kelia does survive it. This way you get yourself a counterplay. You can potentially go for a full Dog Glare Fear onto the Rogue. Cloak or Shadows. I don't know how Kelia survives this. I think Cloak just gives the Rogue enough of a cover. And Kelia just goes down back to back to Mister. Trying to go for Dog Glare. Ditch effort. Everything he uses in the last second. And Too Fast actually goes in for a reset. He actually goes in for a reset. At the last second, as Fan Jazz was about to pounce onto the Rogue and sink those teeth and claws into him, but couldn't quite do it. may just have to hang out by the eye. Too Fast just burned every cooldown as well. Is it Kiosko out here? Is it not? It looked like Kiosko just kind of ran out. That would have been pretty confusing. It's gonna be the rogue kind of out in the open, AoEing. Fan Jazz, I don't know if he spotted him. Maybe if he could randomly thrash him out in the open. I think for the Feral, he doesn't want to thrash the rogue out in the open unless he's like in bear form. That's the only time you really want to thrash him out in the open. Outside of that, I think you're just gonna want to stay in cat form. You want to get that rake stun opener because that's big damage, big value. The rogue, Phantomizing, does Fan Jazz pounce on him? He does walk by him, but not quite. Not quite close enough to just get him. And Too Fast could potentially poke out, just depending where you are. If you can deny the Feral the opener, it's a fantastic spot. Like if you deny the Feral their opener, it's actually huge. They were next to each other, scarily close. Too Fast hanging out by the eye, and so does Fan Jazz. Both of them could pick up the eye. Either one could do it. I think maybe Fan Jazz is committing to it. Too Fast just kind of walking by, looking for the Feral, looking for the sap. He's trying to get himself the opener, but I think it's better just to deny the Feral the opener as a rogue. That's your job, is to deny him the opener if you can. Because otherwise for Fan Jazz, it's just too good. Too good of a start. It looks like Too Fast maybe going behind, maybe the eye, maybe with the vanish. It really comes down to a bit of a standstill right now as these two stealthies are just looking for one another. Trying to find each other. Too Fast, if you just fantasize, they get so scarily close to one another. But they're just not literally on top of each other, but no one realizes it. Too Fast picking up the eyes, the Feral going in for the bite. Kyrian Burst opener. Does he burn a trinket here? Barkskin instead. Kyrian Burst, does burn a trinket. Too Fast can lock him down, has a blind to follow. Fan Jazz at no help whatsoever. That Kyrian play was a very, very ballsy move, Cotton, but I don't think he got the bleeds on Too Fast fast enough. That or Too Fast just removed him with Kyrian, which I think is exactly what happened. I think that's literally what happened. You still have Berserk, but without a trinket. Oh my. Oh, cheap shot. Oh no, so hard. Oh, Too Fast. You went in a little early with a cheap shot. It's so hard. No, that's super unfortunate. Smoke bomb is up. The Fan Jazz looking to get in there. Roar to destroying the rogue. He gets another opportunity. The rogue doesn't quite win. But the rogue did vanish out as Fan Jazz got low. Or got close. He is back in stealth. Both the rogue and the Feral. Neither of them has a trinket. So it could be anyone's game. Fan Jazz popping the bear from just so he can maybe tank up the opener from the rogue. Back in the stealth, back in cat, but doesn't quite get in stealth. Cheap shot, Barkskin may be enough here. Too Fast could burn Shadow Blades in case you wanted to, but he's not doing it. In case you're just relying on the big eviscerates from the Kyrian. Shadow step around for Fan Jazz, does get him rooted with a cycle to follow. It's going to be a cloak of shadows, so now you no longer can cloak anything. But Fan Jazz is still under a ton of pressure. Thorns got him some friends in region. Roaring Too Fast for a second, trying to reclone him again. And then that's going to be at least a couple of regrowths, at least able to recover a little bit here. Back in the cat form, does he get a proper stun? Does he get a restun Kyrian burst? Does he do everything here? If he goes in for the biggest burst possible with the most amount of bleeds, he could be okay. Actually, all those, oh my god! Those bleeds really did work without biting and just sealed the deal. But Kiosko tried to see if he could stop this Feral. This Feral actually got some hidden potential for himself, man. That Kyrian burst, that does like, what, 15% more damage? 15% more. It's quite a number. Quite a big number. Yeah, chomped, honestly. Absolutely chomped up. Crazy. Big bite Jazz, dude. Actually doing work, man. Barskin with Thorns. Kiosko just trying to be very, very careful. He got Thorns, but he doesn't really want to get at Jazz at all. He just wants to stay away. Stun. Jazz does have a trigger for it. Does shock up to follow. Jazz looking to tank up as much as possible. Maybe he could go for a roll versus Kiosko. Does go for a root. When do you get these roots from, by the way? You get like, you just go for like instant cast roots? Is that what it is? Or unless you're playing like mass root. Because are you playing mass root? Freeze trap as he tried to go for a cyclone. Oh, Jazz, I don't know there's much you can do here at this point, bud. Unless you can cheat death. Unless you got some kind of tricks up your sleeve. I don't know much you can do. Trying to go for the Kyrian burst of Kiosko. He couldn't fake death to remove all these dots. Does do exactly that. But this Fan Jazz did force Kiosko to play a little bit defensive, a little bit more passive. Thorns with Barskin. I think it's over. Yeah, Kiosko does end up taking it out. Man, it's a tough one. It is a tough one, because if you fall behind and you can't do your full Kyrian burst, it is rough. Plus with the Hunter, you gotta find a way to get them to faint. So you're not really gonna get them to faint unless you commit some dots. But it's just tough. Estragon trying to see if he may be able to lock down Kiosko, get himself full void eruptions. All the bolts are flying out. Maybe he can crash one onto Kiosko. Does at least connect with one as a freezing trap comes out. That's a full PI on the priest. And Kiosk is looking for a bit of a reset when Manny Bedich dives into camo, but looks like the dots are either on him or the pet. Esther does eat a steel trap, trying to get a pet to attack Kiosk. That's going to be potentially another Void Eruption. Did he burn a, You're burning Megalomania already if you're trying to go for a second Void Eruption? Or was it something else? Might have been a Megalomania then. I think that was a Megalomania that did just get him low just now, right there. Kiosk could potentially push in. He just trying to be extra careful though. Flashcraft around the corner. Should be playing this variability. Esther trying to go for a couple of dots on that pet. Potentially could get the dots on the pet and the hunter stun onto Kiosk with a Void Eruption. Does he get the Void Bolts to follow? Sounds like Kiosk does go for Feign Death. The Void Bolts are flying in all directions, just smattering all over the place, but none of them connect with Kiosk. Does spawn in a shade to add bonus damage towards his onslaught versus the hunter, but the hunter just viciously rampaging right through him, just absolutely slicing him up with the tip of the spear. Go for those Raptor strikes back to back. Full dots are up into Kiosk. Esther could potentially maybe give himself a bit of recovery. Dots are up on the pet as well. Has a bit of that cleave potential on him as well as the pet. So maybe could rot down the pet as well as rot down the hunter. Possibly. Unless you got a defense right here. This could be lights out for the priest. Does get kill shotted. It does go down. That's super unfortunate, man. That is super unfortunate. With SP trying to see if he can charge out of Kiosk. Stuns him, Resonator, everything. Does go for a trinket with the turtle. Oh my goodness. SP and Kiosk. These two, I feel like at this point have a bit of history now. They duel each other a couple of times back to back. But Kiosk did burn a human racial just to break out of that CC. So for SP, over next 2 minutes when he gets the Resonator back, when he gets the grenade back, maybe he could make something work. That's going to be a Shadow Field to Kiosk. Is going to swap control onto the pet, but that pet is actually doing quite a bit of damage if you're not careful. You're in a Shadowboard death range. Oh my goodness, just walked by him. Just walked in, sniped him, put a finger on him, just died. Melted. With Plush going to be up next. Shadow Blades ready. Kidney shot, cheap shot onto Kiosk SP, and just going for eviscerates. Just absolutely going for as many eviscerates as possible. And just single cheap shot. Shadow Mend with a stealth immediately. I thought SP was going to fear him or something. I think we tried to literally find him. I didn't realize he was just going to shot him out and just sit there for a second. Huh. SP is sapped up, plushed. Is actually going into the Shadow Piece that has only a trinket with a Vampiric Embrace. Great Fate very, very soon. And that's a Shadow Blaze. Just absolutely ripping right through. Cloaker Shadow, so not much you could really do there. Maybe you could go for a Greater Fade, potentially. Greater Fade, just trying to see if it can walk away. Stone into Plush, good trinket out of it. Maybe Horror Effects do stuff. Trinkets out of the Mind Games, trying to go for the Megalomania. Plush does have a... Oh, Shadow Crash actually connected with him. Is going to have a self-heal while in stealth from Mind Games. Is it going to get him out in the open? SP is playing Megalomania, so if he's down behind under 30% health, he's actually is going to be able to gain more health than this. Actually, maybe potentially, maybe a Megalomania saves you. 30. Oh, I was thinking maybe Megalomania, as he gets low, brings it back up to 30%. Demon Dog is charging out as Deedly, trying to see if he can maybe go for all the pets in the world. What was that non-stun? He summoned a Felguard, but he didn't get a stun. Was Plush just DR'd? There goes a proper stun from the main pet, but it wasn't like a stun from a Felguard. Not the summon Felguard. Mordecai Sand and Plush with an estimated bolt to follow. Does Deedly have any more pets to follow? If he just gets more Demon Dogs around the corner, that'd be perfect for him. Needs as many pets as possible. Plush just getting absolutely just bit and sliced up by the army. That's going to be the Obelisk. Does he take it out? A lot of people don't take out the Obelisk, but it's actually worth Shadow stepping past Deedly just to get around him. Utilizing Smoke Bomb to its best degree, but it's not really going for much of a reset. Kidney shot onto Deedly, but super DR'd. That or just use one calm point Kidney. I think it's over. There's no way Deedly dies there. Well done. X5 going to be up next. Trying to see if he may be able to tussle with the Warlock. Leap and a charge into Blazestorm. Recklessness, everything. Deedly was able to avoid a good portion of all this. Stormbolt to follow. Does Deedly pop a trinket here? May want to. 5 got all cooldowns rolling in. Mordecai sent him in the other direction with a Fear. Could Zerka rage out of it pretty easily. Decimated Bolt does get to connect. Deedly summon up a full-blown Tyrant. Is going to go for a gateway. Does 5 any more mobility? Has himself the banner, which keeps him moving. Stunned by the Wrathguard, but he's not really denied the burst. He's not really denied the execute potential. The pet is actually, Tyrant is actually doing a bit of work, but I think it's over for Deedly. Does get himself a portal last second. The Tyrant continue to blasting him out. Wait, all those pets still didn't work. Does the Warlock have a Mortal Coil? Oh no, I was thinking maybe a Mortal Coil right then and there, but our Reflect made it so much harder for you to even have a go. That's tough. Alright, Kiosk does end up sniping out 2 kills there. Relentless pressure? Yeah, I think that's how we describe the warrior. Relentless pressure. That's fury for you. I'm surprised Fury didn't really get that many nerfs in this season. Not saying they're OP, but I'm just saying like they're really, really good. A lot of good classes even got like the smallest of nerfs, like sub-rogues, who doesn't really feel it, but they still did get technically nerfed. But they don't really feel it. Neither do Assassin's Rogues, apparently. Yo, that was a good game, man. I was hoping maybe like Team 2 would have a 5-man, but they played 4-man like it's a 5, so I'll take it, man. They played with the courage, like as if they had 5 people to work with. Boys, I think it's the last one, yeah? I doubt we have any more groups. Thank you all so much for joining, man. I appreciate it. War 5, man. Did they leave? Oh, is your pet? Your pet doesn't count. I got left. Really? I didn't realize. Okay, that's fine. So happy I joined this. I'm happy we had you here, man. We do these every single week. Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. Around this time, you're always welcome to join us, X5. Always welcome to join us, man. Damn, yeah, it's pretty good. Fab Blades with 94% mastery. Yeah, awesome, Soren. That's great, man. Hell yeah. Thanks for the games. Thank you so much for going by too fast. Thanks so much for making groups, boys. I really do appreciate you. It's super fun having you guys here. Big also thanks to SP for bringing as many castles as he could, man. He got Happy Warlocks. He got Shadow Priest in there. All that. So we got quite a bit of variety, man. I love seeing that. You did had fun. See you around. Thanks so much for joining SP. Hopefully we'll see you next week, my guy. Yeah, you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening and weekend. Because I don't know if we'll see you until then. Do you have a list of add-ons, Lucas, for the duels? I don't actually use any add-ons for duels. Like, this character may have some add-ons, but I don't use any. I have details, which is like, but numbers, which is not appearing. It doesn't appear inside arenas. Method raid tools, which I don't need to have these. I don't know why I have it up. I have venture plan, weak auras, which I don't use weak auras for this either. Like, this character doesn't have any weak auras, I don't think. Yeah, wait. What is it? Add-ons even list? Okay, hold on. The spectator. Oh yeah, wait. It says weak auras companion, but I don't have weak auras on here. I wonder why it's companion on then. DBM, I have random parts of DBM on. But yeah, a lot of the add-ons are turned off for this character. I don't have, like, that's just a part of the spectator UI. That's like a Blizzard build spectator UI with like all the hellbars and stuff like that. I'm sure it's possible to recreate it with add-ons. I just wouldn't really know what add-ons you would use. But I'm also not the kind of guy that goes using too many add-ons either. I try to keep my stuff light, but I'm sure somebody in chat that's like an add-on connoisseur might be able to find add-ons that are pretty close in terms of like recreating a similar layout. Kieran Burst up being 94% master. It's so good, man. It's so good. I like it. I like the fact that there's like a little bit of variety than like a Necrolord or a Night Fae. Some Kyrian gameplay. Some Kyrian gamers I'm a big fan of. Yeah. Thanks for hosting this, Dalio. Thanks so much for joining the store, and always happy to have you guys here. Always happy to see some new plays, man. At this point, though, with Shadowlands, I don't know how many more new plays and new builds we can have. That's why I'm really excited about Dragonflight. It looks like with these towns, there's a lot of new possibilities of some of the different builds people can play. Some of the different gameplay we may be able to get. Very, very excited because it looks like there's even more customization. Like right now, you get customization with Legos, Covenant abilities, Soul Binds, maybe Condes, but I feel like in Dragonflight there's so much more than that. So many more builds you can come up with. Yeah, so much diversity. I'm very excited for it, man. I'm very excited. Because we'll be able to get like a whole dueling stats going, and we'll just have so many variety of builds, man. So many different opportunities, like so many different like cheesy things in PvP in particular too, because there's like defensive tools you can utilize, crowd control tools in different ways, different PvP talents in a variety of different ways, right, to add onto these builds, offensive abilities in a different way, because normally in PvE it's like whatever you get to straightforward, the most amount of damage wins. But like as a fire mage, you may want to go for a dot build because it may be easy just to dot somebody, go around the corner, let them whittle down over time, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you may be able to go for like a very heavy like dot pressure rather than like Pyroblast and spam, because you won't be able to just sit there and just cast Pyroblast. You'll get interrupted. Heard someone say that new 100 defenses can be used in stones that should. I believe so, yes. I believe it can be. Because, so that defensive is that same one with a wall. This is the same wall with your pet. And that's a pet defensive. I think that one right now on live can be used while stunned. So that was basically just becoming a talent, and your pet gets a different one with a health increase. It's like a rally cry for you and your pet. And that one I think can, yeah, so it's basically the same talent, you don't need a pet. This is a standalone thing. But I think it can be used while stunned, yes. It's like a 3-minute cooldown, so it's long. You can reduce it by 30 seconds. or you can increase its value by giving it like longer duration and bigger defensive buff. So it may be pretty good, but it doesn't look like you guys will be able to do the feign death stuff anymore. I mean, you can still do a feign death to remove dots based on PvP talent, but like shorter feign deaths, I don't think that'll be a thing anymore. Which personally I'm kind of excited for. Hopefully hunters won't have to play that kind of play, but hopefully hunters will also be based on tankier, so they don't have to play that kind of stuff as much. No, I'm not taking the 40% DR. Yeah, definitely taking that. Definitely taking it. I was going to try the new bowler ability because apparently it's decent. Oh, Abe, all survival talents work, by the way. Coordinated assault works. By the way, it's nutty. Your pet will just proc your kill shots to just be used on anybody, and your pet will just power your grenades. So you basically use it while you have all these abilities off cooldown, and then your pet attacks, empowers an ability. And you just grenade it constantly, and it just kill shot him constantly. So good. It's so good. And the other one, the charge, you literally just like rush with your pet, and then you just Mogus biting, and that adds a bleed. It's a short cooldown, so it actually may get a lot of uses. It's so good, man. But some of the builds that hunters aren't tanking. There's no how much they're slapping people for. But some builds that hope hunters, yeah, hopefully too. Hunters got a lot of damage, so they. It looks so goofy, that charge. I'm sure it's a placeholder. I'm sure they'll change it because there's gonna be other stuff they'll do, right? I'm sure there'll be other things they'll end doing, Abe. I think it's because I think it could have like a really cool charge, like maybe like spell effects as you're charging out with your pet or something. Maybe like a big leap or something. I don't know. I think it's a placeholder. For now, I think it's a placeholder. I think in the future they'll update it, but for now it's like for now that's what you have, but they'll update it in the future because they just got it working, right? So I'm not gonna make a big deal of like, oh. Because it actually works, it actually is testable, so I'm happy with that alone. I actually can play with it and test it. All that visual stuff can change in the future. You know? I think DK definitely gonna move up the tank scale with the changes that look amazing. You think so? Yeah, I mean, they felt pretty good to play before. Honestly, I wasn't too excited for the talents were added, and now they're in. I can't wait to play DM. I know, right? Now that they're functional, now you can actually see the full big picture of your class. It's a whole nother story. Oh, also Butcher Refiner works too, so that's pretty cool. Butcher also works. That's pretty cool. But yeah, very, very excited. Yeah, Blood DK should be pretty cool. I gotta take a look at these changes, Jake. I gotta ask Will about these changes too. I think he'll have a better idea of what the changes are gonna really represent for. What the changes are gonna represent for Blood DKs. I feel like I'll have a better idea of how it's gonna play. Or maybe we'll give him like a summary. I'll gotta look at it though. I gotta get some food though, chat. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. You guys are awesome. If you guys haven't subscribed, might as well do it. I would appreciate that. If you're watching streams and videos anyway. Yeah, thank you all. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna have some pizza, hang out on the couch, chill. And yeah. Thank you all. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow for NA duels. And then Sunday's a day off. But am I gonna take a day off? I am gonna have to get some work done tonight. Tonight is gonna be like a big project day. So I'll chill on the couch for a bit. I gotta limit that because I could just sleep, dude. I could just go for a nap right now, honestly. But I got a big project to work on tonight. If you guys were there at the beginning of the stream and you saw that arcane shenanigans. Yeah. That's the cool stuff you can do in Dragonfly right now. I'm sure it's gonna get adjusted, but it looks pretty interesting. Alrighty, boys! Thank you guys so much for coming by. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for joining Duels. Hope I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good one. I'll see you all next time. Peace.
I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'm a freaky, freaky.